It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, January 10th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Yes. On a Tuesday, Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Kyle Ledbetter behind the glass for us, as always. And yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really sure how to do this. I haven't done this before. I wrote nothing down because I just felt like I don't normally write stuff down, and that's not really how I get down, right? I'm off the top of the dome. Whatever comes out is going to come out, and we deal with the consequences later, right? That's typically how it works. So I'm going to lay this out a couple times just because I know people are going to be listening, and there's always going to be somebody like on the chat. When we were talking about the announcement, somebody said, well, where's Kyle Draper? And Kyle Draper hasn't been here for months. So as much as we are going to explain to everyone what's going on, there's going to be somebody, because you're busy. You got to take your iguana to the zoo and do a lot of different things. So you might miss this, but I am going to kind of lead off the show with it and get back into it. We got a great show for you today, of course, as we are discussing the Kings taking on one of the only teams in the NBA that they can beat in the Mavericks. No Keegan Murray tonight, though. He is going to be out. But we got that. We have Trae Young wanting out of Atlanta. We had bigger fish to fry in the crosstalk, so I didn't get to ask Carmichael Dave about his take as far as the conditions under which he would take Trae Young, because I actually agree with him. I very much agree with him. So Trae Young wanting out of Atlanta, or Atlanta wanting out of Trae Young. Could the Kings get involved, even if right now it seems like they don't want to, according to Sam Amick? Of course, we are going to discuss how that connects to my theory about Domantas Sabonis and his time ending, because I do think it would be worth a look to maybe swap them for Zach LaVine if the Hawks were interested. We have conversations to be had as far as how to maximize the showcasing with the Kings. Malik Monk not getting time, Keon Ellis not getting a ton of time. So we have that for you. A Kuminga quota, of course, because this might be our last stand, as the Kings aren't getting mentioned anymore with the Kuminga interest. So time is ticking on Kuminga, and time is ticking on my time on the midday show. So if you weren't around during crosstalk and you just stopped in, hey,
strikes again.
Hey, we only got it. I got to find a way to bring that with me, Kyle. But my time here on the midday show is coming to a close, and I really don't want to get emotional, but I am typically a bit of a crier. I'm not even going to lie to you. But we got too much time for that. It's almost Tuesday, and I'm here till Friday. And after Friday passes, I will be moving on to the afternoon show to join my guy, Whitey Gleason, with the Drive Guys. And it's an extremely fortunate opportunity for me. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to work with Whitey Gleason. For those of you who may not know, Whitey Gleason and I worked together out there in the Bay for a couple years doing shows together. And there was a time where Whitey and I thought we were going to have a show out there together. And it didn't work out that way. Whitey ends up coming back out here to Sacramento. And I got a call from Whitey Gleason one day, or a text, and it said, hey, I'm moving to the afternoon. There's going to be a midday slot available. Next thing you know, I'm on an Amtrak trying out with somebody named Chris Watkins. And at that time, my Achilles, I couldn't even walk down the stairs. Chris is thinking, who the heck is this guy that can't walk down the stairs? And we did a show. I had a lot of fun doing it. And to make a long story less long, a couple years later, I'm doing a show now with Whitey Gleason, who is one of the main reasons that I took this chance, leaving the tech world, and I was just a fill-in out there in the Bay. It was quite the gamble, right? And I got to give a shout out to my wife, of course, for supporting me in that. I had a bum Achilles. We had a 5-month-old at that time, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to quit my tech job, and we're going to move to Sacramento. And there are a lot of other details in there that if you catch me out in these streets, I will share with you. But the point is, it was quite the gamble, and it does continue to pay off. And, this is only the beginning. I want to give a shout out to all the middayers. A lot of you may have had some questions when I first got hired, just as far as me being from the Bay. And at that time, I know it feels like a decade ago, but at that time, the Warriors-Kings rivalry was hot in these streets. And bringing in somebody that was from the Bay, of course, that was going to be, a little bit spicy to start. But you welcomed me with open arms, and I'm so happy to be a part of the Sacramento community. Got a kid now that was born in Sacramento. She ain't even a Bay Area kid. So, it's just really exciting stuff, man. And Kyle, like I said, it's only Tuesday, so we're gonna do all of this over again on Friday, and I know you're coming up with a montage, but I just want to say, I know we joke about your age and how you're only 14, but you're so incredibly talented for somebody that age, and you're really going to be something in this industry. But seriously, I really appreciate everything that you've been able to do, the way you slid in when there was a lot of changes happening only about a year ago, little over a year ago. So I really appreciate it, man. The industry isn't ready for what you're about to bring into the game. And this is only the beginning for you. And, things either last too long or they end too short. And in this situation, maybe it was cut a little bit short in our eyes, in our ears, but I had fun with you every step of the way. And I'm excited for the new opportunity for you that we'll get into later in the week. And that's all I got for now. Like I said, we'll redo this and do part 2 on Friday. But just want to say I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all the viewers, all of the texters that I either agree with or fought with during segments when I was supposed to be paying attention. If not for you, I would not be able to kind of take this next step and be in a drive time position in a top 30 major market. So I appreciate all of you. And thank you.
So we're going to have to do this 16 times.
That's right.
We're going to have to do it like once an hour.
That's right.
Basically the next, 4 days, so that everyone understands. Sorry, Verlad blew out my ear. I didn't realize my headphones weren't working, and Verlad blew out my ear. Anyways, so I am really excited for you to get the opportunity to move up in your career, because this is afternoon with Whitey and the Drive guys is going to be a huge bump for you, and I'm excited about you getting the career opportunity, even though I'm really bummed that we're not going to get to do this show anymore. I've been having so much fun with you and the texters and the Sac chatters. This little silly space that we have has just been like a version of what I had always dreamed of when I first started out in radio and wanting to do something silly like this, which granted was only like 5 years ago.
Sure.
But again, this was kind of as close to the end game as I felt like I could get. And we were having such fun doing such great content. The show was so good, they decided that you need to be on the afternoons. And while I'm grateful for you, I'm bummed that the show is going to end.
Yeah.
I love this space that we had. And, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me, because obviously it was originally you and Chris Watkins and Nate, and then it became you and me. And when all of that was going down, you went to bat for me and said, yes, I want Kyle to be producing for me. And that was all I needed, was someone to look at me and kind of say, yes, I do think that you can do this and you can be a full-time producer, and you trusted me with a show that had your name on it. And for that, I'm always going to be grateful. And I know we're going to do this whole thing again on Friday.
That's right.
But
yes, we are.
I am very, very grateful for you and everything that you've done. And these last 13 months, like I said, it's been a version of a dream for me. This has been everything that I wanted when I first started. And it wasn't perfect, but no one needed it to be perfect.
Yeah.
We were absolutely killing it and having fun. And yeah, I love this show so much, and I'm so grateful that I know that it has to end in order for you to get a great opportunity. And I'm excited that you're going to get that opportunity, even if it means that our show isn't going to continue.
Yeah, man. And, when one door closes, another one opens. That's how the saying goes. And, I'm not really the type typically to kind of flex too much, because I leave that to Carmichael Dave. And I don't know, I feel kind of, even though I'm a very confident person, I feel weird doing it, just because I don't know, I'm not new here anymore, but I just kind of let everything else do the talking. But just to kind of make it clear to everyone, because everyone is a part of this, and all of you are the reason that this is happening because of how well the show did. A midday show in Sacramento is not supposed to really be top 10, right? It's not. And it wasn't, you know what I mean, a couple years back. And we turned this thing around, and we did it in the most, I think, organic way possible. And we did it through the callers, our Avengers. We did it through everything that we just kind of felt was right? And it felt right at that time, and will always feel right. So we're not going to do this for too much longer. We got a show to do. We got, 4 more shows to do, and there's a lot more information that will be revealed. It's a really exciting time at the station, and I will say this. When it comes to these transitions and when it comes to evolving, I talk a lot about evolution, and people will talk about how radio is changing. I will say this, Sactown Sports and the team that we have, we're all recognizing that. And what we're about to do is revolutionize the way that a lot of people take in local radio. And we're going to revolutionize it in a way that addresses all of the different types of listeners, whether you're a digital person, whether you are an AM listener, whether you listen on the app, shout out to the app, whether you listen on a third-party app. What we have in store for you in 2026 is really going to address all that, and I'm extremely excited. You talk about these different sports networks and how things are kind of evolving in the digital aspect, and I'm just blessed and very thankful to work somewhere that's recognizing it. And the only way you're going to be growing in radio right now is if you're recognizing it and you have a team that is helping you grow and evolve. And that's exactly what we have. And Kyle, you're obviously a huge part of that. The digital editors obviously are a huge part of that. And yeah, it's just really exciting. So look, if you've had something that you've always wanted to say to me, you got 4 days. Kyle, help me with that math, the hours, okay?
Right now, 15 hours, 46 minutes,
That's
and
right.
52 seconds.
So, and by the way, I do want to say this, for the people that do listen based on your schedule, I do hope that you will find a way to come with me to the afternoon show, but I understand that, hey, if you get home at a certain time, things are going to be a little bit different. So I do know some of you, just by nature of your schedule and nature of the beast, this might be goodbye. And I just want to say I thank you so much for the time that you spent listening to me. When I took my first job after Temple University, I'll never forget listening to Dan Lebitard and Stu Gotts, right? And I would, I'm working in web, a bunch of stupid stuff that I didn't want to be doing, and I'm eating my overpriced sushi roll in San Francisco thinking I should be doing this. And all these years later, that's nearly a decade ago, all these years later, I am doing it. And the only way this dream stays afloat is with people like you. And I'm not going to do the follow your dreams bit, but I kind of am going to do that because you never know where this thing could take you. And like I said, to everybody out there that I'm your lunchtime listen, I'm your in the car as you're picking up the kids or dropping off the kids, and that's going to change now with me going to the afternoons. I truly appreciate the time that you spent listening to me, and I really hope you will come with me to the afternoon because Whitey and I, we got some really big things planned for you, and Jay as well. So I promise, I know I've said a couple times that we're gonna wrap this up here, but we're gonna wrap it up now. And Kyle, you got one more thing?
Well, one more thing that I know you won't say, so I'm going to sing your praises too. The Allen Stiles Show over the last few months has been the highest rated midday show on this station since before the pandemic. Like Allen has done so great that he is getting a promotion up to the afternoon show. And that is because of the people on the YouTube. I see them all right here, MC and Waxed Up Will and Peg and Brandon Deitzman, all of our friends. There's so many of you, Manny Too Legit. There's so many people I could name in here. I'm not going to get to everyone, but you guys coming in every day, texters like Joe from the 530 and Kimberly and
Pool Guy Mark. Shout out Pool Guy Mark.
Yes, and all of the callers and texters. Like you guys are the reason that Allen is going to get a bump up. And he'll give me credit, I'll give him credit, but both of us know that this only happens because you guys invited us into your workspaces and your cars and your homes, and those are the people who make all of this possible. We can put in as much work as we can, but without people who are willing to listen to the ridiculous you-know-what that we spew every day for 4 hours, none of it would be possible. And Allen absolutely has been killing it. That is absolutely the number one reason why this has been what it's been.
Well, thank you, Kyle. All right. Well, that was part one. That was a good, I guess, precursor for us really doing it. Kyle is working on different clips. You might be included in some of those clips from throughout our time at the midday show, the Allen Stiles Show. So that's going to be on Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun. Surprise guests coming up on Friday. So this is only the beginning, but yeah, we're doing this rollout. This is the first part of the rollout. You got to keep listening to the station all week long. Like I said, there are big things coming, and we are hitting every platform you can imagine, and we're really going to take this thing to the next level, and we can't do it without great listeners and viewers like you. So with that being said, let's get right on into it. And Keegan Murray not going to be playing tonight. You know, there is and people get on me because every time I talk about Keegan Murray, I said that his dad was on the show and it was a great show and he gave me the secrets to getting my kids to the league. But I do have to have another uncomfortable conversation. Yesterday, Doug was on the hot seat, right? You know, on those shows where you'll put somebody on the hot seat. Yesterday, Doug was on the hot seat. We didn't get a call about that. So I'm glad I got a week because I knew, right? We got this announcement coming. Allen, don't get in trouble. But we had to have a conversation about Doug, and I think we made it out scot-free. So I did
specifically do that while our big meeting was going on and no one was listening.
Nobody was listening. Okay. So Doug was on the hot seat, and we do have to have, I guess, an uncomfortable conversation about Keegan, and it's not anything negative. And I know hindsight is 2020, but it's kind of crazy that the Kings, how they decided to pay Keegan up front. A lot of people saying it was a bit of an overpay. Can you imagine if they didn't come to terms and Keegan has this injury-riddled season? Can you imagine the type of I know they always trying to save money. Again, not trying to get the lights cut off. We only got a couple shows left. But can you imagine the discount that the Kings would have got Keegan Murray at? And I know it's not a positive thing because of injury, but it's kind of crazy. Normally when you sign a contract like this, you want it to be a Şengün situation where everybody's saying, man, look at that value. They just signed him for that, right? It's happened with him. I think the first season after Bobby Portis, it happened. Naz Reid has another kind of random contract. You want it to sound like that. But I do think there are probably people thinking, man, obviously we didn't know Keegan was going to deal with these injuries. But if we had waited, you probably get Keegan on, Kyle, maybe cheaper than Jabari Smith Jr. Am I crazy?
I mean, maybe, but I guess the reason I guess we don't need to panic about it is we got 4.5 years to figure out
that's
whether
true.
or not he can be.
And you paying him. Remember, De'Aaron told us that money's guaranteed.
Yeah, and he, because of what the deal he signed, he's in all likelihood going to be either the third or fourth highest paid player on any team that he plays for at this point. If you had got him at that 20 to 24 million Jabari Smith Jr. number, he would have probably been the fourth or fifth highest paid player on any team that he's going to play for. So I guess the question is, will he be the third best player on a team that wants to compete or the fourth or fifth? That'll determine whether it's a good value or not.
Well, nowadays, it's not even necessarily about the AAVs, and AAV just meaning how much somebody's getting paid. Nowadays, it's more so about the years, right? And how much the AAV does matter, but it's also the years and how many years are attached to it. So that matters as well. But that's just something I was thinking about because, what was it, Kenny Beecham? They were discussing all of the different extensions, and he said, relatively speaking, out of Jabari Smith, whoever else got an extension this offseason, Keegan was the quote-unquote worst contract. Not to say it was a bad contract, but compared to everybody else. And now for Keegan this season, and he's not getting paid that this year, don't get me wrong, but there were already questions about how much it was. Hindsight's 20/20. You did what you did. He's the anchor. He's the future. But it just would have been nice to pay and say, see, he's taking a leap, because you're paying him for what you believe he's going to become. You're not paying Keegan Murray for what he is right now. You're not.
Well, and the other part of that, too, is if I go back and find that Kenny Beecham clip that we played, the names I remember them talking about were Toumani Camara, Shaedon Sharpe, Christian Brown, and
Jabari.
I think it might have been Dyson Daniels.
Yes.
There might have been one other. Maybe Jabari was in there, too. But I don't think the Blazers feel great about that Toumani Camara extension a year later. Christian Brown obviously is going to be important on the Nuggets, but he's been hurt for the last month. Shaedon Sharpe's been hurt for the last 4 weeks on a Blazers team that's the 10 seed. Like, I think a lot of these teams, like with Keegan, could be having quote-unquote buyer's remorse in the same camp, but you still, like Kenny Beecham said in the clip, getting rookies extended is a good thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. A lot of people say, Allen, you got to be objective when you talk about Keegan. Okay, you got to still be objective. And I'm telling you, I can still be objective. And I just thought it was fascinating. We would love to get Keegan back out there. And the glimpses that we have seen have been good to watch, right? And they have kind of given us some hope, but we just haven't seen a ton of it. So we're going to get into that. The Kings out on Trae Young. What does that mean? What's cracking me up now when it comes to Niners, Eagles, and I got to talk to Kyle Draper about this, right?
Well, guess what?
Well, yeah. We'll get the opportunity. And Draper, you can't hide. Draper been trying to hide from me for 2 years. He wouldn't do crosstalk. Now with me on the afternoon show, you can run, you can hide, but I'm always going to find you, Draper.
I love how cosmic karma that kind of is that Draper for years didn't do the crosstalk. And then now you're literally going into his chair after he leaves. Like, that's kind of funny how that ended up working out.
That's what I'm saying. I am inevitable, Draper. Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And I'm coming for you, Draper. Just know that, okay? But when it comes to this Niners-Eagles thing, it feels like both fan bases think they're going to lose. And it's the most hilarious thing I've ever come across. So I was getting on Niner fans yesterday because saying they were pre-coping and all of that. We were having some fun. I go on social media. I talk to my buddies out there in Philly. They also think that they are going to lose to the Niners. And that's what I've been trying to tell y'all. The Eagles have been a disaster. So both fan bases normally, and Niner fans are confused because normally Eagles fans talking all the trash and this and that. They're not, I'm not going to say scared, but I saw somebody say, I'm very confused why Eagles fans aren't really talking trash. And I'm sure there's a ton out there, don't get me wrong, but there is a large group of Eagle fans that also think they are going to lose. So both teams think they're going to lose this game. It's the most hilarious thing I think I've ever come across in a playoff matchup.
Yeah, but I guess the other side of the court.
So maybe they're pre-coping too, I guess.
Maybe they're pre-coping, but the other part with the Eagles is they are a team in disarray that also still has 6 Pro Bowlers on their team and is the defending Super Bowl champions and has Vic Fangio, who's like the Shanahan stopper or whatever, as a defensive coordinator. So, yes, the Eagles have problems, but I think there's levels to these problems even all the way still, because they still got Jalen Carter, the white corner, Quinion Mitchell, like all their draft picks turned into Pro Bowlers.
Well, did you see the thing? It's so funny. I almost said Reed Shepard. Reed Blankenship, when somebody said, "What up, Coop?" saying Cooper DeJean, and then Blankenship said, "I'm the other one."
Yeah. Which he's a safety, which in fairness is what 10 years ago Cooper DeJean would be playing right now. But he's a Pro Bowler.
They're nasty, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying both fan bases, there's a large group in both fan bases that equally think they're going to lose. So we're going to have some fun with that. There is some smoke, with the Raiders and Brian Daboll and Flores. That could be a combo. That could be the move. We're going to hear from Peter Schrager on that front, as well as Todd McShay. The sound that we were teasing yesterday about Todd McShay telling Dante Moore to call the Raiders, and if they won't draft him, avoid the Jets. So we have that for you. Oh, and by the way, you know how Doug Christie, he was on the hot seat yesterday, so we're going to take it easier on him. You know how Doug Christie kept saying that the offensive ratings and defensive ratings, he's not really too concerned with offense and defense. Well, he was asked about the offensive ratings and defensive ratings and how bad they are, and he answered it. He actually answered it. So we have that sound for you as well. So plenty of stuff to talk about. We're going to hit our Kuminga quota. We're going to hit our Keon quota, and we're going to do it all throughout the week. I can't wait to finish this one out strong with you. Don't move. More Allen Stiles coming up.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Daniel Tosh, my first farewell tour. Saturday, January 24th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley.
This is how I come up with material. I rant to my friends and my family, my inner circle, and when they hate every word coming out of my mouth, I know it's ready.
Saturday, January 24th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. On sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss your chance to see Daniel Tosh.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 916-619-3000 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITBFest.com.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
On Sactown Sports.
Reading some of these texts coming through. Y'all trying to make me emotional, man. Appreciate it. From all of our favorites. And some of you we have names attached to, some of you we don't. But appreciate all the love. 530 from Kimberly. from UPS Chris, from everyone, Pool Guy Mark, of course. If you're just now joining us, during the crosstalk, we announced that I will be heading to the afternoon show to join Whitey Gleason and the Drive Guys. TBD on what's going on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm not supposed to say much, but I know it's very exciting for the station, and you'll just have to tune in and tune into this show. It will all be revealed throughout the week, but the first piece of the puzzle was the announcement today. So, yeah, and I'm seeing people, wait, I just got into the car. What's the deal? So some of you are going to get tired of hearing this. I get it. I completely understand. And that just means you're a loyal listener and you're listening for 4 hours. So we appreciate it. But for those of you that are running in and out, I know life can be very busy. Yes, I will be heading to the afternoon show. You can catch me from 2 to 6. I got to get used to saying that. And yeah, I'm going to be with Whitey Gleason, who's my guy, and Jay Johnson. So I'm very, very excited for that. So, yeah, we will continue to talk about that throughout the week.
I think I'm allowed to say this because people keep asking. I'm planning to be still here middays from 10 to 2.
Okay. Well, you say, look. You can say that.
Yes.
I'm only talking about me.
People keep asking. I am not changing my position. I will still be here from 10 to 2 on middays as the producer.
There you go. So, yeah, more on that to come throughout the week. And as we mentioned, by the way, if you have any memories, I was just thinking just throughout the week, if you have any memories that you want to, because Kyle, my favorite memory, and I know you're coming up with I guess a montage of everything. We have to get a call back from the guy that was in the pharmacy, because I don't necessarily remember. I think he was working. Didn't he say because we called him back?
Yes.
He was working.
No, he called in months later and didn't know that he had become Pharmacy Jeff.
Yeah.
But I heard him say Jeff, and I was like, Jeff? Are you Pharmacy Jeff? He's like, I don't know what that means, but yeah. And then we talked to him, and then we've never heard from him again.
No. So shout out to Jeff wherever you may be. As we were discussing Keegan Murray being out tonight, this is from Jason Anderson. It came out yesterday evening. According to a league source, Sacramento Kings forward Keegan Murray has a left ankle sprain and will be listed as out for Tuesday's game versus the Dallas Mavericks. We will learn more soon regarding the severity of the injury. No update since then. PJ Washington, right ankle sprain, is doubtful for tonight's game as well. He's kind of had a tough season. What is it about these seasons after you sign an extension? PJ Washington has been injured a bunch this season as well. So, yeah, Keegan really, really struggling to stay on the court. I mean, same with half of the starting lineup, I guess you could say, with Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis. So, tough sledding. I mean, the big winner of this season, I got to say, is Precious Achiuwa. Like, Precious Achiuwa could not have drawn this up any better. Of course, you never want injury, and he was playing along with Keegan because the Kings don't have another forward. But Precious Achiuwa has come into the best situation possible. Kyle, I just saw that Gershon Yabusele on the Knicks, shout out to Mike Brown, we're going to see him pretty soon here, he can't get on the court. And he was saying how he's just hoping to stay on the roster because he wants to get that pension. And I think you have to be 4 or 5 years in the league to get the pension, and then a little bit longer than your family gets it. So he is just, please, and that goes to the Thanasis Antetokounmpo thing. Please just keep me on a roster somewhere. But Kyle, that's what's crazy about the Kings, and I get it. The Knicks have championship aspirations, and the Kings don't even have play-in aspirations at this point. Yabusele, I guess that's my whole thing. We could have the same conversation with Precious Achiuwa that we're having about, it's the Isaac Jones question that we're having about Maxime Reynaud. If you give a decent player enough playing time, will they look good enough to be signed somewhere else? Like, I know they play a little bit differently, but I believe if you swap Yabusele with Precious Achiuwa, we're probably having the same types of conversations where Yabusele, man, look at Yabusele, he's putting himself in a good situation. So I'm not trying to do your Maxime Reynaud thing because I don't think that Precious Achiuwa is a bum, but I'm just trying to figure out what to do with Precious, and now Keegan's out again. It's a great story, but I do wonder, as everyone is just assuming, and I've assumed the same thing, well, Precious has played himself into a contract. Do organizations look at other organizations like the Kings and say, look, Precious is playing well, like Russell Westbrook. Precious is playing well, but he's just playing a lot. You know what I mean? If Yabusele was playing as much as Precious, probably similar conversations being had. So I really don't know if Precious, he's in a good situation in theory, but I feel like maybe we're oversimplifying it a little bit.
Well, Precious certainly is a higher value than Isaac Jones, which is the guy who he's come in and replaced.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think playing yourself into a contract has different levels to it, right? Because Precious has probably played himself into the Yabusele contract, which is right now 2 years and $12 million, and he's got a player option for the second year, which he'll probably accept to get that pension like he was talking about.
Right.
So played himself into a contract is like you get to still have one of the roster spots in the league, even if it's slightly more than a minimum contract. But as we talked about before, Precious Achiuwa was not in the league to start the season. So he went from being not in the league to potentially having a year or two or maybe 3 extending his career. So again, stay in the league or get a contract means different things based on who it is. Like maybe it's not the Knicks, but somebody probably is going to give Precious Achiuwa $6 million next year if one of these roster spots, they need a backup power forward on a value.
No, you're probably right. I guess I'm just doing if you give somebody enough playing time thing, they're going to look decent. And I'm trying to not just do the simple thing where I say, well, look at what Precious is doing. He's having some good games. So the same way you say the Kings are going to fall into some wins, I think if you are close to an NBA talent, and obviously you look at Precious and his background and his pedigree, he clearly is that. I think the question is why he had to go this route and had to wait so long. If you give somebody enough bites at the apple, they're going to be able to put some good things on tape. Like what other team is just going to allow Precious to, I'm not saying he's chucking up threes, but to kind of work. He's literally, I mean, let's be honest here. This is a highlight tape for Precious Achiuwa, and I'm not hating on him. Good for him, but he's getting to show other teams, hey, this is what I can do for you next season. It's a perfect situation. Like any other team, he wouldn't necessarily be getting this opportunity, and good for him. You got to get in where you fit in, and with Keegan going down again, his minutes are only going to go up. I'm just trying to figure out if a team looks at what he's doing and says, yeah, we can use that, or, hey, it's kind of a product of that team being trash and also being trash on top of having injuries, and Precious is getting his time. Or is he reopening the eyes? Because I guarantee you this, when Precious was on the couch, nobody was thinking Precious was going to be able to even take and make 1 3 a game. I guarantee you that was not even there, and now that's there. I've kind of seen him play on the perimeter a little bit more than he did in New York. So he's using this season very smartly. I'm just trying to figure out how much that's ultimately going to matter because, everybody's saying, oh my goodness, you should bring him back. And I know he's going to be inexpensive. I kind of don't want to, right? I want to move on from these guys. And I know he's only 24. I don't know what his ceiling is. I guess that's more to be revealed. Maybe I'm not giving him enough just due, but I don't know. I just want to see new guys, to be honest with you.
Well, I think this is the easiest way I can phrase it, is Precious Achiuwa is at the Trey Lyles stage of his career, where if you remember Lyles when he got traded as a throw-in in the Marvin Bagley deal, he was 26 years old, the same age as Precious Achiuwa, had been on 4 teams just like Precious Achiuwa, and he was, as I call it, played a lot of minutes for bad teams and no minutes on good teams up to this point in his career. And Trey Lyles, in a way, reinvented his game during that Beam Team season. I remember Mike Brown talking about, hey, our scouting report was you always pump, fake, and drive. I need you to just shoot it. That way teams will play off and spacing. He improved his three-point shooting, found a niche as a rotation 4, backing up Keegan Murray / Harrison Barnes. And Trey Lyles got that contract from the Kings for 2 more years. And by reinventing himself, he stayed in the league for another 3 years. Precious Achiuwa is at that stage of his career.
The difference is, and it's a very obvious difference, the difference is that Kings team won. So they wanted to keep the band together, and Trae was part of that band. This Kings team isn't winning. So if Trae had done that, I guess the question is, how many other options did Trae have at that time after refreshing his career? And that's what we don't know. Because Precious is doing this, but he's doing it on not just a bad team, an awful team.
And Precious just needs one team, whether that's the Kings or somebody else. Because if I remember correctly, I think Trey Lyles' contract was 2 years and $12 million, which was basically the same contract Yabusele just signed with the Knicks. So you just need one team, whether it's the Kings or somebody else, to offer the Trey Lyles or the Yabusele contract. And you can extend your career a couple of years longer than maybe you thought you would.
Yeah, and now I'm reading some of these comments, and now I feel, and I know people fall in love with anybody really that puts on a Kings jersey. But yeah, now I feel like I'm not giving Precious enough credit as far as just keeping him. If he's a cheaper piece, why not just keep him? He is only, 24, 25 years old. Maybe that is the smart thing to do. I guess he doesn't necessarily fit the new model. How about this? You can keep him if you do get some of these guys that fit the new model. You got to fit the new model. But if you want to keep him, that's cool. Let's discuss what that new model looks like and how the Kings can acquire some of these guys. You got Kobe Sanders. He's 23 years old, but the brother is 6'8". Kyle from SoCal? He's balling out against the Warriors last night. The Clippers, no James Harden. They still win. Why can't we just have one of those?
What do you mean we do? It's Maxime Reynaud.
No, it's not Maxime Reynaud. He's a big man. I'm saying if you're going to go 23 years old, get a 6'8" dude that can shoot the basketball, that can do different things. This is what is upsetting to me. And they got this brother this is what the second round is about. And I don't mind the Maxime pick. Don't get me wrong. But go get guys that fit this new mold. That's all I'm saying. When we return, let's talk about it. And also the Raiders. Are they already lining up who their next coaching staff is going to be? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
This Friday, January 9th, it's game night at Roosters on the River. Join Sactown Sports from 5 to 7 for a game night live broadcast. Stop by for food, drinks, and fun. Plus, pop a shot to win surprises. Roosters on the River. Game night done right.
You home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and vocal.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
You know, whenever you talk a little, by the way, Kyle reminded me, I have some thoughts on this Snoop Dogg thing. Snoop Dogg, he helped call Warriors Clippers last night. NBC, and this is kind of a running joke, things that I'm tired of. The Kelsey brothers, the Manning cast. So Snoop Dogg, you can't run from this, man. I got some things to say. But by the way, as we're about to talk a little bit of Raiders, it all connects to the A's because it's all Vegas. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has refused trademark applications for Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics. So, and I saw Carmichael Dave posted and say LOL. So we'll get to more of that, and I'm sure Whitey Gleason is going to have a ton of that on the drive, guys. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with that yet, but this is just the type of stuff that happens, and I don't know if you are somebody that has that tinfoil hat about Sacramento and keeping the A's. I don't know. It might be a good day for you. So I just saw that, and I wanted to throw that out to you guys because I just thought it was kind of funny because there's just always something going on with the A's, man. There's fake, there's a fake shovel and the tractors don't work and there's no gas in them. There's just a lot of stuff.
There were also reports that permits were waiting to be filed, but it was the A's who are the ones who need the approval. Yeah.
There's a lot. All right, but Kyle, this is from Peter Schrager, and a lot of people are saying that a Daboll-Flores combo could be the move for the Raiders. Obviously, Tom Brady getting more involved and has a history with both of them and has won with both of them. Here he is.
I think you should get the band back together for Tom Brady, and I think you should look at some of the guys he won with. He won 5 different Super Bowls with Brian Daboll, and he won 4 different Super Bowls with Brian Flores. They are both going to be available. Flores, of course, defensive coordinator of the Vikings. I would talk to Brian Flores and say, do you want to be a head coach? Yes, Brian Flores is in the middle of a lawsuit against the league. Guess what NFL organization historically does not care about the league office and worried about that stuff? The Las Vegas Raiders, and Al Davis, the patriarch of that thing, was notorious for going up against the league. They would have Flores' back. I love the idea of a Flores Daboll, Flores Kingsbury. Get the band back together, and the Carroll thing was 1 year done. We try to set a culture. Go and make this New England West, but do it with your guys and your vision.
Why not? I mean, so he wants Flores to be the head coach, Daboll to be the OC, Daboll kind of that quarterback whisperer, and a lot of people are talking about Fernando Mendoza maybe isn't your prototypical number 1 overall pick as far as the ceiling is concerned, but if you got him with somebody like Daboll, it could work. They go on to say, a lot of people have been saying that some of the Belichick tree, they try to be Bill Belichick, but Daboll and Flores, they don't try to be that. They've taken parts of Belichick, but they don't try to emulate him in that way and, date a 24-year-old, anything like that. So,
well,
hey, I'm not, we got 4 days. I'm not touching that. But,
Brian Daboll.
I'm just saying. So, a lot of different thought processes for me as a Raider fan or, hashtag it's complicated. I would go ahead and make this move. I know Cliff Kingsbury is getting interviewed, a couple names.
Even though he just got fired by the Commanders?
No, you can wash that stench off you pretty quick, especially if you look like Ryan Gosling. That's what's going to happen.
Because the last time he got fired by Texas Tech and ended up the Cardinals coach.
Yeah, he just, hey, He just puts on some shades and somebody hires him. That's what it is. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Kyle, the other sound we had, we were teasing this a lot yesterday. This is from Todd McShay saying that if he were Dante Moore, imagine a world. This is why winning matters, okay? And, hey, we won a lot on this show. And, I'm going to flex a little bit just because it's coming to a close now. When one door opens, another closes. And Tom Brady won a lot. And that matters because all of a sudden you're calling the Raiders instead of going to the Jets because you trust the Raiders organization. Listen to Todd McShay and what he said he would do if he were Dante Moore. Here it is.
Would you or would you not, as the representation or the representative, the rep for Dante Moore, kind of reach out to the Raiders and say, hey, my client's trying to make a decision. We can live with going to 30 of the 32 teams. Maybe it's 31. I can't allow him to go to the New York Jets. And I realize in 2027, maybe he's the 7th pick or the 5th pick or maybe he's the first overall pick and the Jets have all that ammo and they can get him there. But I can't allow him to he's got an opportunity to go back to Oregon, probably make the same amount of money that he's going to make in his rookie contract. Phil Knight will make that happen. So I can allow my client to go back to Oregon and have another season with a new offensive coordinator because Will Stein's going to Kentucky. Or you can pretty much promise me that he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Is that so far-fetched? Because it's not. But listen. One single player in this entire draft, unless they grew up a Jets fan or have some kind of family tie, wants to be a New York Jet.
Am I tripping? That sounds insane to me. No. The money part of it, I get, right? Because he's basically saying you're going to make the money at Oregon that you would make in the draft from your rookie contract. I understand that. Phil Knight, they got 8,000 jerseys, even though it always seems like they only wear the white one, Oregon. They just only wear the white one now. I don't know if they won with it, and now it's good luck.
Also, the Seahawks are wearing ones that look like it.
It's just everything up north, right? Where's Seattle? Where's Washington? Whatever. Oregon, they're all up there, okay? It rains everywhere up there. I get it. But where it falls apart for me is where he says, because these slots matter, if I'm not mistaken, as far as how much money you can make. And the cachet that you do have, Todd, I do think it matters if you were to go 2nd versus 5th, and then he goes as low to say he could go 7th in 2027. That sounds crazy to me.
Well, it's not just that. It's not as simple as he's going to make the same amount of money next year as his rookie contract.
Yeah.
It is the big money comes on the second contract. You want to get to the second contract as fast as possible. And if you're Dante Moore, I mean, I get it. He's only 21. He'll be 26 when he's eligible for a contract extension. But you potentially are giving up money of what you could have earned sooner by being a star quarterback for the Jets and then earning that second contract the same way Trevor Lawrence did.
So you're saying the sooner you get in there, the sooner you can get another payday.
I'm saying this would be poor advice by his agent. I'm saying Todd McShay is giving poor advice.
And you know what? I saw somebody quote tweet Todd McShay, and they said, you got Garrett Wilson, right? You got Garrett Wilson, you got Breece Hall, you have a good offensive line. I understand the ownership and the questions there, but the Jets it's not a terrible setup right now. They just had bad luck with Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles, and then Justin Fields is probably out of the league.
No, I disagree with that. The Jets is an awful setup. It is a truly terrible place to go if you're a quarterback.
Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, you got Adonai Mitchell, now AD.
Who the Colts gave up on.
You got that one tight end.
I don't even know. I didn't watch the Jets.
Shamal and Miles did. And you got cooked sometimes. But I don't know. That offense isn't that bad to me, Kyle. I think the bigger thing that I would probably argue is I don't necessarily want to go to that division.
I don't want to go to the Jets, but guess what? I'll take $40 million to go play for the Jets, guaranteed. And if it doesn't work out and I'm actually talented and not an actual draft bust like seemingly Justin Fields, then I will go to another team and Sam Darnold it. Like, it sucks for Dante Moore, but like.
But here's my thing though, and I hate to do the quarterback be a changer thing, but if you are that guy, I get it. Situations matter. If anybody gets it, I get it. When it comes to your career, you have to make good decisions. I understand that. But this is different. You got Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and that tight end and a decent offensive line, and you're Dante Moore, and it's the same colors as Oregon, you should feel pretty comfortable.
Decent offensive line. You don't even know who's on their offensive line.
I know it's decent.
It's Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, I know it's decent. Kyle, but that's what I'm saying. You running from the grind now. No, you're running from the grind. No, you're running from the grind now. Because, hey, I don't want to go to the drive. I don't want to go to drive time because I'm comfortable here in the midday show. That's running from the grind. Look, I'm not scared. I'm not scared, but it's a different situation. But I can't run from the grind, Kyle. And to me, Dante Moore running from the grind, and you're running from the grind, and they could get you next season anyway.
Alan, we're saying the same thing for different reasons. You're saying...
Well, I don't like your reason.
Your reason is the Jets aren't as bad as Todd McShay is making it seem. My reason is, no, the Jets actually are that bad, but you still go to the Jets and make all that money. Look at remember when Caleb Williams tried to force his way out of the Bears?
That was a rumor.
No, it was in a book. It was in Seth Wickersham's book.
But at first, everyone said it was a rumor.
And then we found out it was true. And guess what? Caleb Williams is doing fine.
And your boy on the Jazz.
Who? Ace?
Ace Bailey.
He's doing fine. Trevor Lawrence is doing fine.
We're both saying to go.
Yes, but for different reasons.
We're both saying to go. All right. We got to get to the other side.
I'm just offended you think the Jets are good.
I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying now we're comparing them to the Raiders. Now we're saying, hey, well, we go to the Raiders, but we can't go to the Jets.
Alan,
really?
The Jets have won a playoff game more recently than the Raiders.
One butt fumble, and now you're worse than the Raiders haven't done it. Kyle, I was just getting little pricklies on my beard. I was 12.
The last time the Raiders won a playoff game. The Jets haven't been to the playoffs since Mark Sanchez.
But I had facial hair.
Sure, but my point is...
And my voice was, a little bit deeper.
I agree with you. I don't understand why we're saying the Raiders is so much better than the Jets, but if you're fine going to the Raiders, you should be fine going to the Jets.
No, I agree. No, we're saying the same thing.
We agree, Alan.
No, I don't like agreeing. All right, on the other side, we have some really, really important information about Trae Young wanting out of Atlanta or Atlanta wanting out of Trae Young. How could the Kings get involved? But I will say this. I got to talk about this Snoop Dogg thing. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Sactown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. The 49ers lose the season finale on Saturday night at home to Seattle 13-3. With the win, Seattle wins the division and gets the number 1 seed in the playoffs. As for San Francisco with the result, they fall to the number 6 seed in the playoffs. And because of that, the Niners now will have to travel to Philly for a first-round playoff game. You can catch that game this Sunday beginning at 1 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 916-619-3000 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Get discount coupons at Big O Tire Stores and Papa Murphy's. Visit sportsexpos.com for location, show map, exhibitor listing, and seminar schedules. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. Four more days?
Taking you up to 4 more days.
Taking you up to 4 more days, 2 p.m. Allen Stiles Show, Sactown Sports. We're talking Trae Young, who wants out of Atlanta. Kyle coming in with the welcome to Atlanta. Luda! And whether or not the Kings would be in on Trae. But I got to say this before we get any deeper in the show, because then it's going to feel too far gone. Look, man, I've talked about this with the Kelceys, oversaturation of the Kelceys, okay? Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, they're everywhere. Good for them. Get your money, all right? I've talked about this with the Mannings. The Manning cast, they're everywhere. Jersey Mike's commercial. It's enough. We get it. With Snoop Dogg, we get it. Was I the only one? Because you know when you leave SportsCenter on too much and it just starts repeating? So maybe that's helping my hateration right now, because I was working on the rundown and before I put on Law & Order, it was just running. So I heard the Snoop Dogg clip. And we know what it is. We've heard the bit. Steve Kerr gets kicked out yesterday. And I don't know, my wife said it best as we were watching the game. Man, people love to pay Snoop Dogg. And that's my goal in life. Like, Sactown Sports pays me, but I don't know if they enjoy paying me. Like, most companies don't enjoy paying anybody, right? Because it's money coming out of their pocket. People enjoy paying Snoop Dogg. Like, it's their pastime. He walks in with the iced out NBC chain on. There are people out there, and I know it connects to what they believe it will bring in. People love paying Kevin Hart. I mean, they actually enjoy paying Kevin Hart. And that's my life goal here at Sactown Sports. I want them to enjoy writing my check the way people enjoy writing Snoop Dogg's check. Because wherever you work, they wish they wouldn't have to pay you. but people just enjoy paying Snoop Dogg, and I'm just, it's enough. We've heard it. Am I being a hater? It was only the second half, right? But get him, Steve. It's the same thing with Kevin Hart. I've heard it.
We've literally already done this with Snoop Dogg. Remember when he was doing hockey play-by-play a few years ago?
And we know what it. You know what it is? It's like when a movie or a show comes out and they show too much of the trailer and you already know what it's about. I could have told you what Snoop was gonna say before he said it because we've heard it.
Yeah, we're in reruns with him. Which, by the way, it's funny you mentioned the Kevin Hart thing because I saw those DraftKings commercials. They couldn't afford LeBron anymore, so guess who's in them now? Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, goodness.
Another guy who they just love giving him money.
I want someone I really love giving Allen money. That's what I want to do.
I think part of it, too, is these are people who they tell their agents, look, all money is good money. In music, I think of this when Ty Dolla $ign is on every featured track.
Yeah.
All money is good money to him. He will do any feature, hop on any track if the money is right type of situation.
So, we get it. Enough. We need a whole list of enough. And on my list of enough, the Kelceys, the Mannings, the Snoop stuff, something else that I've complained about, all my complaints, all my what are we doings. I need a whole list. But I'm not hating on Snoop. Like I said, that's my life goal. I want people to have the biggest Cheshire Cat smile on their face when they cut me a check. That's my goal.
Do we think Martha Stewart has graduated to this category
Oh, yeah.
yet?
They love paying Martha.
Yeah.
And their package, they love paying both as a package deal.
Yeah. This is one that I'm getting close to, but I think because of the nature of his celebrity, we don't see him enough. Marshawn, we're good.
That's a good one.
Marshawn, we're getting there. I'm not there yet.
He was on Bar Rescue, and I was in. Because that's different than, hey, yeah, I get you, though.
People love giving Marshawn money to just curse.
Yeah.
Like, listen
to Marshawn. He just says whatever he wants.
Yeah, again, we're getting there. It's not there yet. But
now I want to think of more. We got to think of more throughout the show.
The other one I bring up is getting there is Megan Thee Stallion. Just doing every commercial, dude.
Nah. Now, maybe now with the Clay thing, it's enough.
Part of it's Clay, but like last year she was in like every other commercial. She showed up on Love Island just to promote her product. I'm like, okay, we're getting a little... We're getting close to the line where it's a little too much Meg.
Who else is on the list? Help us out because Snoop Dogg, and they're going to do it again with the Olympics coming, and it's in L.A. Oh, my. The Olympics in L.A. is just going to be Snoop. He's just going to ascend. That's all he's going to do. He's just going to be everywhere. They're going to start cloning Snoop Dogg because they need him to be in so many places to pay him as much money as possible.
Yeah, let me ask you, did the Olympics thing, what was that, a couple of years ago where Snoop was doing all of it? Mm-hmm. And who was the other guy with the Flava Flav with the...
But he wasn't talking, though.
Yeah, but like, was that like entertaining or enjoyable?
That's what I don't get. I mean, on ESPN, they're like, now listen to this from Snoop D-O-double-G. I don't know. I don't know. On social media, looked like everything did well. I think people do still like it. Maybe it's because we're just too involved in sports. I don't know. Maybe it's still refreshing to other people, but it's just, we get it.
Okay.
He had that the bowl game where he caught a punt or something.
That he sponsors.
Yeah. And at least he had to actually, he spent money on that, or he probably didn't. But
I mean, come on, how much money are we? If the Snoop Dogg Gin and Juice is able to sponsor a bowl game, how much was it really?
I'm just saying, man. Enough is enough. Give us more names. Somebody else said Kevin Hart. Yeah, he's for sure on the list.
So right now I've got the Kelceys, the Mannings, Snoop Dogg, Kevin Hart, Shaq, Martha Stewart, maybe Marshawn.
Marshawn. Pretty soon here. If the Seahawks make the Super Bowl, we're going overtime here.
Do we think they invite Russell Wilson back?
I think so. That's a conversation for a different day. We got 4 days to do it. All right. Thank you for letting us get off track. And now we're going to get back on track with Trae Young, Senor Segway strikes again. Somebody wants Trae Young out of Atlanta. We don't know if it's Trae Young. We don't know if it's Atlanta, the Hawks, who have stunk since Trae Young has returned. But if you're wondering if the Kings are interested, this is what Sam Amick had to say. If ever there was a sign of Young's diminished value, it's in the fact that even teams that are desperate in need of an offensive boost like the Sacramento Kings don't appear to have interest. Sacramento has long been rumored as a possible suitor for Young, with the prospect of the Hawks landing former All-Star Zach LaVine in the process, known to be of interest to the 30-year-old Kings guard. But a team source indicated on Monday that Sacramento has no interest in Young. That has been the Kings' stance for quite some time, and it remains unchanged. So I just want to continue to kind of read through. This is what Carmichael Dave had to say in regards to it, because I thought it was fascinating. If I'm Scott Perry, I trade for Trae Young if these conditions are met. 1, it's for LaVine. 2, Young agrees to an opt-out next year, or Young doesn't agree to an opt-out, but the Hawks send a first with him. So I don't necessarily know. For 3, I don't think you would be trading LaVine and getting Trae Young and a first. So I guess it would be some combination. I don't even know who you get back in option number 3. But I agree with Dave, and we can just focus on number 1. If it's for LaVine, this connects back to Domantas Sabonis for me, because I know Trae Young needs the ball a lot, and we're still at this moment in time with 4 days left of the Allen Stiles Show, in the midday version at least of the Allen Stiles Show, trying to figure out what type of point guard that Domantas Sabonis actually needs. We've been trying to figure this, besides De'Aaron Fox, we've been trying to figure this out for a very long time now. But Kyle, I understand it wouldn't make a ton of sense right now because you have 14 point guards, but you could waive Russell Westbrook, say thank you for your service, right? You could waive Russell Westbrook once Domantas Sabonis returns if you really wanted to. You could waive Russell Westbrook. You could and then you would have Trae and Dennis Schroeder, or you could keep Russ and trade Dennis Schroeder, right? You could do that in the summer because this season is a joke anyway, so what does it matter? I just don't know how you could say that the Kings care about Domantas Sabonis and his future, which I don't think they do. Let me be very clear about that, and not at least pretend to be in on Trae Young. I don't know how that happens. I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
So thinking about Dave's point, if you have Trae Young for Zach LaVine swap straight up, I think it might make the Kings marginally better, but not enough to actually compete as currently constructed. So I guess Dave's idea is the only reason to make a trade like that is if you're acquiring an asset as part of the deal. Now, I don't think Atlanta would do that, which is why a deal probably won't come together.
But that's option number 3. But I'm focused on number 1, just Trae for Zach, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's acquiring any value marginally compared to the other. I don't think Atlanta's getting discernibly better. I don't think the Kings are getting discernibly better, even though it clears up the logjam a little bit in the middle, and maybe that will make them better. But at this point, you're talking about a team that was 4-16 at the interim beam team last year and is 8-28 this year. Unless you think Trae Young, your number 1 pick this year, Neek, Malik, Keegan, and Sabonis is good enough to compete for the play-in next year, I don't know if this changes the fact or just gets them closer to the middle again.
You know what's interesting? Because the word on the street, the Sabonis conversation hasn't really happened between the Hawks and the Kings, but they are looking for a big. They're not looking for Zach LaVine. So my whole thought, Kyle, is that, when you initially think about it, the Hawks probably need shooting, a defense-focused team. Dyson Daniels is a brick. You want to know where the Hawks fall in three-point percentage?
I'm going to guess about the middle. I'll say like 16th.
They're 5th.
They're 5th?
They're 5th. The
Wow.
Knicks are 4th. The Rockets are 3rd. The Bucks are 2nd. And the Nuggets are 1st. Now, three-pointers attempted, they're 11th. So that's pretty good to be 5th, and your top 11 My point is that they don't really need Zach LaVine. In my mind, hey, this team looks like a brick. They probably need shooting. Turns out they're taking they're number 11 in threes attempted, and they're number 5 in three-point percentage. They don't need a Zach LaVine. They don't need more three-point shooting per se.
No, we talked about this when there was that ESPN 5-team deal that had the Kings landing Trae Young and Porzingis going to wherever. We talked about or Anthony Davis, I think, went to the Hawks. We talked about Nickeil Alexander-Walker is giving them Zach LaVine production at a third of Zach LaVine price right now. So they don't necessarily need to add Zach LaVine because Nickeil Alexander-Walker is doing a pretty good Zach LaVine impression and is playing much better defense than Zach LaVine.
Yeah, and that's why these teams, I saw your boy Carter Bryant working with a shooting expert yesterday. Yeah, it's broke. Don't get me wrong. It's super broke. And it was him working with a shooting expert, and the tweet said this is the same guy that worked with Stephon Castle, and all the Spurs fans were saying, but his shot is still broke. So my point is, and this goes into something we're going to talk about in the 1 o'clock hour with our guy Austin Rivers. You didn't think the Allen Stiles Show in the midday was going to come to a close without another Austin Rivers quote.
I don't need you to have the bag work.
And this one is a really good one. But the point is what we talked about last week. There's a lot of clones in the league, and they're just looking for these clones. Like, my guess is that Nickeil Alexander-Walker couldn't really shoot when he came into the league, right? Or he wasn't as good of a shooter. These guys, they're just finding these projects and they're watching them evolve versus, hey, we have there's just less people in the market for specialists, right? If you're a specialist, you better play defense and shoot the three. Zach LaVine just shoots the three. That's all he does. So the Hawks, you look there, if the Hawks were boo-boo at shooting the three, maybe we'd have a conversation. You know who's still in the dumpster, Kyle? Your boys at the Taj Mahal. That's what they call the Orlando Magic practice facility. The Orlando Magic, 25th. Yeah. They are 25th in 3 points attempted. They are 25th in 3-point percentage.
Yeah, that's because they got PB no J over there.
So if they were interested in Zach LaVine and Desmond Bane, last time I checked, was starting to shoot the rock better. If they were interested in Zach LaVine, that would make sense. I'm looking at contenders that need shooting. Toronto Raptors are 21st in 3-point percentage. Weirdly, the Cavs are 20th. I know they've had injuries. The Spurs are 19th. The Pistons are 18th, but now we're in the teens. You know what's crazy? I don't think they got the assets or the money, but the Lakers are 26th. The Lakers are 26th. The Blazers are 27th. So those are what we're talking. I don't know if the Blazers are a full-on contender, but those are teams that I know somebody's wondering. The Kings are 24th. So they're right. Don't worry. They're at the bottom. They're at the bottom in everything. They're never going to sneak too high above 20 in anything.
Oh, yeah. Luka's at 32% from three this year. Yeah. That's a big career low for him.
So I'm looking at these teams that could use a Zach LaVine, and I like the idea of a Raptors. If you want to do Barrett, I mean, it's the same thing we always say, Kyle. If you want to do Barrett for LaVine, I don't know that the Raptors would do it. Obviously, there's money missing there, but Barrett and give me a young guy that's just not playing. I know Grady Dick, last time we checked, that brother was getting about 15 minutes. Just not really. He's yoked, but now he can't shoot, and I don't know what's happening out there. So I guess the Nets, but the Nets have MPJ. You can't have LaVine and MPJ.
But again, the Nets, it would be to get a draft pick.
Exactly. So,
which is, I think Dave's point is the Kings should be in that mode of trying to acquire use cap space as an asset to get picked.
But then again, that's not if that were the case for the third option, so again, we're laying out Dave's options here. One, to get Trae Young, because it does seem like that price tag is starting to drop. One, it's for LaVine. Two, Young agrees to an opt-out next year. Three, Young doesn't agree to opt out, but the Hawks send a first with him. In that world, Kyle, I'm still trying to figure out if that would be for Zach LaVine, because like you said, we're not going to take, if I'm the Hawks, I'm not taking on Zach LaVine and giving you a first. Are you out of your mind? So if that were the case, I really am trying to figure out what the Hawks would want back. The only thing I can think of, Kyle, I'm trying to make this money work. Dennis Schroeder's at 14. DeMar is at, I don't think DeMar on the Hawks is crazy. So that gets you to what? 38, about 39. So you need what, $7 million more or something like that.
Okay, Devin Carter, Dario.
Yeah.
Well, and probably Devin Carter.
Okay. I mean, so all of that, and then the Hawks are the Hawks still saying, yeah, we're going to give you Trae and a first? But again, Dave's whole thing is, well, he's not opting out, and we're taking on a bad contract. I don't know. I know, what is it, the Wizards? And by the way, Sam Amick reported that they're not interested in Trae Young, but we're just doing this exercise in case the price tag continues to drop. Sounds like the Wizards are interested. It would give him an opportunity to obviously keep playing the Knicks, who he loves to troll. The Wizards, he could be the grown-up. There have been question marks about Trae as a teammate. He would be forced to be the grown-up in the room, along with him and Bub Carrington and Alex Sarr. Could that be something?
And Chris Middleton.
CJ McCollum, I would assume. And maybe you know what? The Hawks probably take CJ McCollum because he's expiring.
That's what the Steinline reported, is that the deal would center around CJ McCollum's expiring contract. And then I think they said it'd either be like Kispert or like a combo of AJ Johnson and Malachi Branham or something.
Yeah. And I'm just looking here. Honestly, Kyle, I know I don't think it matters, and Domantas Sabonis has been injured, but yeah, just for funsies, you just send them Drew Eubanks because we know that you want a big. I don't know that makes them feel any better, but it's there. Now, Kyle, we're really emptying the clip here, okay? So it's DeMar, Dennis Schroeder, Dario Saric, Devin Carter, Drew Eubanks for Trae Young and a first.
Yeah, I mean, the Hawks ain't doing that. The Hawks definitely. The Hawks can't use really any of that except for Dennis Schroeder.
Dario, it's expiring. Devin, hey, you never know. You can learn with Dyson Daniels. Are probably the same age, but you can learn with, he might be older, but you can learn with Dyson Daniels. I do think
Dyson Daniels is 22.
I will say this, though. DeMar, that's crazy. DeMar and Dennis, I think the Hawks could use. It's just everything else. It's filler, but it's filler that the Hawks are saying, I can't send you a first for that.
What are the Hawks doing with DeRozan and Reece Sachet?
What's the problem?
They're basically the same player right now.
Reece Sachet's like 6'9".
Yeah, but like Reece Sachet just is a mid-range merchant.
No, you're comparing Reece Sachet to future Hall of Famer DeMar DeRozan. Are you out of your mind?
I'm saying I don't know if you can play both of them on the floor at the same time.
I don't care. You're not going to. Reece Sachet, fine. How about this? Now you're losing Reece Sachet. That same deal, instead of a first, since Reece Sachet is the trash bag, just send him.
No, that's a terrible deal for the Hawks.
Yeah, probably.
You're going to give up Young and the former number one pick?
But this is my point. Just do it for LaVine. It's very simple.
Right, but I think that's why there's no interest, is that the Kings are like, here's the deal, and the Hawks are like, we don't want Zach LaVine.
How about this, though? Hear me out. What if you were adding LaVine and the Hawks, I know with no Tatum and no Halliburton, this is kind of the season where you're trying to figure out, but what if you added LaVine to flip him later? Right? Because LaVine, funny enough, has more value than Trae Young. So, hey, we just want to get out of the Trae business. We add LaVine, just bring us Eubanks, whatever, and then next season with LaVine as an expiring, they can go get their big and really make their move. Like the move before the move type deal. I'd rather have, and the only reason the Kings are doing this is because, like you always say, it's other people's problems, and at least we could see Trae Young, who is still, I would say, an elite point guard, on the fringe, though, with Domantas Sabonis, and give them a hoorah and say, all right, Sabonis, we're going to move on because it's just not working out, or it is working out, and Trae Young does work, right? And then on the other side, you have Zach LaVine, who's saying, hey, I can, we can make, it gives the Hawks more flexibility. It gives the Kings an opportunity to see Domantas Sabonis with a point guard that is close to De'Aaron Fox.
This is the tough part about it, is if we don't believe that adding Trae Young will make the Kings marginally better enough to compete next season, this all kind of goes back to the timeline thing. If the Kings are going to have cap space in 2027, if they haven't figured out the point guard position long-term by then, Dennis will be off the books, Russ will probably be retired by that point. Wouldn't it make more sense to just sign Trae in free agency in 2027? Because then you potentially have him at a lesser dollar value. You've built with a couple of young draft picks. You in theory still have Sabonis at this point. Maybe you have Keegan, obviously. I guess maybe it makes more sense to say, instead of burning through it now for a year and a half where we're not actually competing for anything meaningful, maybe it makes more sense to just wait. But maybe at that point it's better to get Trae in the door and sign him to the extension.
But at that point, you might be out of the Sabonis business.
Maybe, and at that point you're not worried about how much cap space you have in 2027.
The only reason I want Trae is to see if him and Sabonis can do something together. I do not want Trae Young if I'm not moving on with Domantas Sabonis.
Al, we don't know when Sabonis is coming back this year.
I mean, we don't.
So
But I'm saying this is just for the next
year?
couple years that we have with Domantas Sabonis, giving him a good go at it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's the only reason I would do this deal. And again, if I'm the Hawks, the only reason I'm doing the LaVine deal, and you can't because we're past that threshold. It was only the first 48 hours. So you would have LaVine for this season. I don't know. I don't know. Some of the guys, I know they've brought up Anthony Davis a lot. I don't know if there's a way to get LaVine to the Mavericks, right? I think that would make a little bit of sense. Cooper Flagg, somebody, just a shooter to kick out to. I don't know what they're doing with Kyrie. There's something there. It's just, I think, long story short, it's probably going to have to happen in the offseason.
Yeah.
But there is something there. I'm looking here, Kyle. Yeah, the Hawks are 17-21. It's so funny. They were probably like the 6th seed before Trae Young came back. And now they're the 10 seed. It's still early. They're 2 games back of the 9 seed. So it's not like they're right there. Yeah, I don't know. You don't have to do it, but I'm saying how bad, it's the same with the Kuminga question. How bad do you want to get out of the Trae Young business? If AD ain't happening, right? I saw Jalen Smith on the Bulls, right? The Bulls can't have Giddey and Trae Young. They don't want that. So if you would just rather move on from Trae Young, you just say, hey, we'll do Zach LaVine. And honestly, we're the 10 seed. It is what it is. It's not like we're going to sneak and win it, even though Halliburton and Tatum are out. So let's just bite the bullet, go get LaVine. He gives us more optionality. And then on the flip side, I see Kings fans saying, but LaVine is going to give us a good amount of value once he's expiring. You're completely right. This is about how much, this is why I keep connecting this to how much the Kings care or don't care about Domantas Sabonis. If you do not care about Domantas Sabonis, then stick it through with Zach LaVine and just wait for him to come off the books. If you want to see Domantas Sabonis in a situation that makes a little bit more sense, then you give him 2 years or however long, because he's not playing right now, a year and a half, whatever, with Trae Young, and you see what happens, and then you just say, Trae, we're not re-signing you, right? And Domantas Sabonis, we're not signing you either, because at that point, he'd be expiring. So that's the only reason I would do it. On the other side, does this show that Scott Perry, the Kings reportedly being out on Trae Young, who could have been an Avenger, does this show that Scott Perry does have full autonomy? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes. Upgrade and save today at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITVFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Sometimes you need country music.
If I'm the problem.
Next time you have that feeling, check out New Country 105.1 KNCI, where you have 4 opportunities each weekday to win $1,000 and double your paycheck. New Country for Sacramento, 105.1 KNCI.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Look at this guy just schmoozing his way back in here.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. Trying to find out the cadence on how often to repeat the news here, but it is day one, and I know people are hopping in at the 11 o'clock hour. The 11 o'clock hour, a lot more people chime in. So if you are just now chiming in, and somebody says, I can't get enough of Allen's random rants what was I getting on? Yeah, Snoop Dogg, it's enough. Well, you will still hear my random rants, but they won't be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They will be from 2 to 6, much to Whitey Gleason's chagrin. So you will be hearing me on the Drive Guys. I am joining the Drive Guys with Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson. That is starting next week. More information to come on the midday show. But yeah, we've been having some fun with this. Kyle has been incredible. We have more information to reveal to you, but don't worry, Kyle is still going to be a huge part of this station moving forward. Like I said, some things that will be revealed throughout the week, but I know people are coming in and out of their cars and YouTube and the Sactown Sports app and the TuneIn app, all the different apps. So yeah, we're going to keep just letting everyone know. We'll probably chill out on it. And then Friday, once everything comes out, we will, really just have the going away party that we so deserve. Because we're still going to have the parties. We are going to have the parties. I don't care.
You know, you just reminded me of the Allen's random rants. Is that would be very funny if you did that but took over the Drapes Take music.
That's true. Oh, I need to.
Put the Drapes Take bed behind it and then you doing Allen's rants.
You know, I just got to feel it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just got to feel it. So we'll see how much I feel it, because there's always something. And Snoop, it's enough. It's enough. Other names that were being thrown out. Somebody said Zoe Saldana, although they don't mind that one bit. That's from Pool Guy Mark. So Zoe Saldana, yeah. Well, it's those commercials, right? The T-Mobile commercials that they keep running.
She's in other ones too.
Yeah.
Now, but what a random, it's like her, Drewski, and Jeff Bridges.
It's so bizarre.
What a weird combination to do a commercial.
916 says too much Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I disagree.
We don't normally hear athlete names. Well, I guess I'm talking about retired athletes when I talk about, I know Travis Kelce's still kind of playing, but the Kelce's and the Mannings. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, you don't normally hear that, but I don't know. I guess somebody probably would have said that about Steph Curry at some point.
Peyton Manning
LeBron.
definitely got it.
Yeah, LeBron. I think people are always tired of LeBron. So I hear you on that, 916. Keep the names coming. We were basically just complaining about people that we see too much. It's not athletes in general, because I started talking about Snoop Dogg.
Kimberly's saying Pedro Pascal, but I don't think he does a lot of commercials.
No, but he this is his time to shine, though. I was about to watch Fantastic Four, and we opted, because my wife loves Jurassic Park, to watch Jurassic Park, and as you can imagine, that was a horrible decision. But, she appreciated it. So I don't know when we're going to get to watch Fantastic Four, but I have heard that it is fantastic. But yeah, Pedro Pascal is obviously in that. And we opted to watch Scarlett Johansson instead.
And you disagree with your decision?
I disagree with the movie, but, I did enjoy parts of the movie.
You had wished it would have been staring at Pedro Pascal for 2 hours.
I did a better plot line. We all got something out of it. How about that one? We'll stick with that.
What does that mean?
We'll take you up to 2 p.m. And yeah, I don't know that Trae Young was ever a full-on Vavenger, but we thought that he could become a Vavenger. And according to Sam Amick, he will not be becoming a Vavenger, because the Kings are out. And I asked the question, does this make you, Kings fans, feel better that Scott Perry has full autonomy? Because this has Kings ownership written all over it. A depressed asset with a big name, with flashy play. This says Kings basketball. And specifically, it would not make sense based on the current roster. This says Kings basketball to me post Mike Brown era. That's what this says to me. So the fact that the Kings are coming out and saying we're not in on Trae Young, does this make you feel better about the situation and the word that continues to get overused time and time again, autonomy, with Trae Young and Scott Perry and Vivek Ranadive? Because I think it should make you feel a little bit better. I think it should make you feel like, okay, if it were left up to Vivek, Trae Young would probably be a Vavenger. But this is more than likely Scott Perry saying this doesn't make sense. And Scott Perry saying, I'm not really sure. Because here's the thing. When we talk about this extension with Domantas Sabonis that's going to be staring us all in the face in the summer, if you don't plan, now I think you could do a 2-year tryout. That's how I feel about it. But if you don't think you're moving forward with Domantas Sabonis, then you don't want to bring in another big contract. You're just going to let it burn out with Zach LaVine. And like we talked about, Zach LaVine has weirdly, all of a sudden, more value than Trae Young, and they're both going to be expiring, even though they're both worth a lot of money. I do think there's something going on with the Trae Young teammate thing. I just think there is. It feels like there is to me. So maybe that's part of it too. Zach LaVine, for all that we know, doesn't have any of that, right? There's never been rumors about Zach LaVine being a good teammate or anything like, or not being a good teammate or anything like that. So Zach LaVine is a more valuable asset. You know what Zach LaVine, they're both kind of one-trick ponies, but you know what Zach LaVine can do. Zach LaVine is better defensively, even if neither of them are good defensively. So that says to me, I'd rather keep our asset that might be a little bit depressed, but not as depressed as the Trae Young asset. And number two, we don't necessarily need to see Trae Young and Domantas Sabonis together. That's not something that we're interested in. And really, we have the only smoke. I mean, there was kind of a rumor about Domantas Sabonis, or I guess Darius Garland and the Kings, because the Cavs have been underperforming, but I don't necessarily know how much that has grown or the legs that they have for that. So all of these kind of second chance guys, Ja, Darius Garland, Trae Young, I think that's just Scott Perry saying, I don't want to try it again. And we're not planning on having too much more time with Domantas Sabonis. If Domantas Sabonis wants to compete, not that they're going to kick Domantas Sabonis out, but if Domantas Sabonis wants to compete, he can ask out if he wants. But right now, we got to build up your value and see what that is. So we're just sitting on the Domantas Sabonis thing right now, and we don't need to move. Zach LaVine could get hot at any second. And even still, we're just hearing about this Wizards thing, right? And I know there are a couple teams, but it's mostly the Wizards for Trae Young. Even Zach LaVine, we've heard other stuff throughout. Even before the Kings signed him, everybody's making fun of the Kings because they signed Zach LaVine. Look, man, I know for a fact the Warriors were interested before they signed Jimmy Butler in Zach LaVine. But nobody makes fun of the Warriors because they're the Warriors. So I bring that up simply because the Kings weren't the only team interested in Zach LaVine, which makes us believe that if Zach LaVine can get back to where he was on the Bulls and on the Kings last season, somebody will be interested, especially when he's an expiring contract next season. Trae Young, we've heard nothing besides this Wizards thing that just came up. And the Wizards, they're kind of a weird market. It's not that easy for them to get free agents. I know they have before, but they're not viewed as a super desirable place in that same way of the Miamis and the LAs and the New Yorks. I think DC is a great spot to be, but I just don't think it's viewed like that amongst the NBA circles. So you know what? Let's go get Trae for a couple. I don't know that they would extend Trae Young either, but let's go get Trae. He's a little bit younger than, or fits a little bit better than the CJ McCollums and the guys that they have there. So let's just do that, see what happens, and then make a decision after that. If we continue to stink, then we'll just continue to get more picks. So a couple different options there, but this does tell me, the fact that they're not even playing with it, this does gives me more confidence. This gives me more confidence than Scott Perry going and saying it on whatever platform he's saying it on. Them being out on Trae Young does make me feel like he has full autonomy, whether you agree with it or not, because some of you might want Trae Young. That's one thing, but this should make you feel a little bit better about it. Bobby Marks, though, he does have a trade proposal involving the Kings and Trae Young, but ... the Kings do not land Trae Young. We'll tell you who they get and who they lose on the other side. More Allen Stiles coming up.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. We've got more tackle. Grab deep discounts on a huge selection of fishing gear, apparel, and accessories at the giant Fisherman's Warehouse booth. NorCal's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, and off-roading enthusiasts. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Guys, feeling low energy or low drive? It could be low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health, start with a free T-check and consultation. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off TRT. Book now at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Taking up to 2 p.m., we have a trade that we are going to get into that Bobby Marks cooked up. And it involves Trae Young, but the Kings do not get Trae Young. We will tell you who they receive. But first, we want to take this call from Steven. Steven wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Steven? What you got for us?
Man, what's good, brother? You have been such a huge part of, I don't speak only for me, but again, who am I to speak for other people besides myself? But I'm sure there's a lot of people who can agree. But you've been a part of my day for the last, 3 years, brother. Every day I listen to this station. This is going to sound whack, but I listen to this station literally from open to close, man. I literally do. It's just how my day goes. And for the past, 3 years, was it 3 and some change now?
Mm-hmm.
But you've been a part of my day, man, and it wouldn't be complete without you a part of it. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done. I look forward to you working with Whitey. That's going to be an infectious show, just with the energy that you guys both bring, how you guys communicate. You guys have great, you guys have great chemistry. I'll never forget going to the old place downtown, Public House.
Public House, yeah. R.I.P.
When you ran out the building, you know what I mean. Nate's chasing you with it because Tejan Salon didn't get picked. Your guy calling in and literally height checking you. You know what I mean? Calling you 5'9", $140 when it was Chris Watkins. I still listen to that clip every blue moon because it's still funny just watching and listening to Watkins' reaction when you. Excuse me. So, dude, just a lot of good times. You're freaking awesome. So I was telling Kyle he's going to get his too. He's going to get his as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say congratulations to you. You moving up to pretty much the big show, man. I'd like to say because I don't know who that guy is that works with Jason Ross, but that morning show's all right. So. Anyway, I just wanted to call literally just to share some love, man, give you some love. And I look forward to Monday when the new show kicks off, man. So, dude, Happy New Year to you, and congratulations, brother.
Thanks for the call, Steven. I really appreciate that. And Steven, one of the guys that, as soon as we tried out Stiles and Watkins, Steven was all in. And, you talk about a P1 listener. We really can't do it without people like Steven. So we really appreciate you, Steven. I just want you to know that Steven will reach out to me on Instagram, and anybody can do that at @_Stiles Files, Stiles with an I. Steven will send me random memes, things like that. So we really appreciate you, man. And I wouldn't be here without people like you, Steven. So I want you to know that. And you're just as important to this station as I am. I truly, truly mean that. So thank you so much for calling in, man. And yeah, we're really excited. Whitey and I, there's just going to be a lot of fun banter, I think, between the two of us. And I'm really excited. I almost want to go back and listen to some of our old shows back in the Bay when we did about a week. It's a really funny story that I don't think I will share on the air as to why we did a show for a week. But if you catch me in these streets, RIP Public House, but if you catch me in these streets or if you ask me on social media, I will tell you. But yeah, it was probably a pretty random situation that landed Whitey and I doing a show together for about a week. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people were wondering what the future was at that station. They ended up going in a different direction altogether. But yeah, we're really excited to get another crack at it and to do it from 2 to 6 here in Sacramento. It just means a lot. And again, Whitey Gleason, I'm not here without Whitey Gleason. He literally told me about the job opening and, with Chris Watkins, and we kind of went from there. So I really appreciate people like you, Steven, and everybody, whether you're able to listen from 6 to 6 for 4 hours, 4 minutes. I couldn't do it without you. So we'll keep those calls coming in, man. Like I said, we're really going to blow this thing out on Friday once everything is revealed. But we're always going to keep the phone lines open and allow you to say whatever. Call in and say I stink, right? This is your time. Because if you can't listen from 2 to 6, you will never get to tell me how much I stink, right? You're going to have to change your day around. But I really hope a lot of you will come with me from 2 to 6 and keep this thing rolling. We want to do some things that have not been done in Sacramento sports radio in a very long time. And not just sports radio, like I said, all the platforms, social, YouTube, we're really blowing this thing out, and we are blending kind of new media and old media to make it our own. And yeah, we're revolutionizing this thing.
Almost landed the dismount.
Almost landed it, but I talk too much. Okay, Kyle, here is the deal. Bobby Marks has a trade, and your segue strikes again. Not really. Bobby Marks has a trade proposal involving the Kings and Trae Young. The Wizards would receive Trae Young and the 2026 Charlotte second. The Kings would receive CJ McCollum and his expiring contract, and the Hawks would receive Malik Monk, Devin Carter, Dario Saric, Malachi Branham, AJ Johnson, and a 2026 OKC first from the Wizards. So the Hawks would get some relief and some flexibility there and more scoring with Malik Monk, a couple young players, and obviously a first rounder. The Kings, basically, you're just getting relief from those 2 years that you have Malik Monk for. And I know it's another shooting guard, don't get me wrong, but CJ would be done at the end of the season. So you don't have him really at all.
This is a different version of a salary dump, which they've said they don't want to do salary dumps. I guess in this scenario, you're only giving up the Charlotte second, so one of your 2 second-round picks next year. So I guess that's not the worst thing in the world, but for a team that is clamoring for talent, maybe giving up a pick right now doesn't feel as good. It's essentially a salary dump, but it's kind of like a mini salary dump.
Right. So, that's an option. Again, I mean, to me, I just want Devin Carter to live, man. I just want Devin Carter to live. Devin Carter in Hotlanta, I'm in on that. I don't know how much time he would get on the Hawks, but
Devin, you're 2 or 3 years away from having to go to Morocco or Australia.
No, stop that.
Enjoy your time.
Hey, no. We're not going to be disrespectful to Devin Carter.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? I want him to live.
You want him to go have a good time?
No, I'm just saying. Well, he would have a good time. But I'm just saying, in Atlanta, I just want him to get out of Sacramento.
Okay.
I just want him to have some type of opportunity.
You can get out of Sacramento by going to Morocco or Australia.
And it's so funny that Steven is bringing up what happened at Public House when I ran out the building, because all these years later, I'm Devin Carter's #1 fan. All these years later.
Well, you're his #1 fan for Get Out of Sacramento.
Yeah, I want to see him do something. Look, Dalton Connect. I don't know what's wrong with that class, by the way. That class just had a rough go.
John Salon.
No, he actually been playing, and he's been better. Didn't the Hornets just beat the Thunder?
I think so.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Kyle, before this show ends, not just today, but in general, as I am headed to the afternoon show. Kyle, I never thought I'd say this, and I get it. It's champagne problems, but OKC fans kind of don't like Jalen Williams, the good one. And this is your time to shine before the show ends, because there is a world, I don't know if it's anybody on the Kings, but there is a world where Jalen Williams, #1, could look like a not so great contract. And #2, OKC would move off of him. Like I said, not sure that I know the Sabonis thing that has been a question. He could run it back and go back to the Thunder. But yeah, they don't really like Jalen Williams. They kind of think he stinks. And it's this weird mini version of Tatum and Jaylen Brown, where I don't know who else would want to pay Jalen Williams that money. I know there's somebody, but do you think Jalen Williams could take it to the next level, or is he just going to be stuck and in a year or two look like a bad contract?
I mean, stuck as an all-star, which is where he's at right now.
I don't know. Is he just a better Derek White?
Here's the thing. While he made the all-star team last year and was probably their number 2, Chet's number 2, baby. Like, Chet is looking like he's the number 2, and Jalen Williams, while he plays very good defense, is looking more like the Austin Reeves to this run that OKC is going to be on than anything else, which they need him to be at least a top 40 player in the league if this thing's going to continue with all three of them making that kind of money.
I'm just saying, before this show ends, I will tell you this much. You can get in the dungeon and see what you can do with Jalen Williams. Because I do think that it could be for Sacramento. It could be for what the world is your oyster, because this is your guy. And now it seems like the Thunder, I mean, they've been losing now since he came back. And I do think he's one of those tweeners where he's these Swiss Army knife type guys. You have to find a lane. And I think Jaylen Brown is the best version of that. And that's why he got paid all that money. I don't know how many guys are like that floating around, and something ain't working. I'm not going to sit here, as much as they're the defending champs, they don't come on national TV that often, and he hasn't been playing. But there is a world where OKC says, I don't think this Jaylen Brown Shea thing makes that much sense just based on fit. And that's where you come in, Kyle.
All right, I'll see what I can do. By the way, before we go, that 2024 draft class, looking back now, number 1, Risa Shea. The Hawks are trying to get rid of him.
Yep, boo-boo.
Number 2, Alex Sarr. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's not a bum.
Yeah, did fine. Number 3, Reed Shepherd.
Okay.
They don't feel great about it.
No, but they're working through.
Number 4, Steph Castle. Okay, pretty good.
Yep.
Number 5, Ron Holland.
He's there.
He's in the rotation. Number 6, Tejon.
He's there.
Number 7, Klingon, who you hate.
Yeah, but he's okay.
Number 8, Rob Dillingham, who can't play.
Oh, my Lord. But this was supposed to be a bad draft.
Yeah, but okay. Number 10, Cody Williams.
Hey, he's looked better.
Sure. We'll see. Is he going to be the better brother?
No.
Okay.
But they might both stink.
I mean, you're trying to trade Jalen.
That's what I'm saying.
No, not going to do that. 9, Zach Edey. 11, Matas.
Now here's a guy.
Matas would be top 5 pick if you redrafted it.
No, literally.
And then 12, Topic, who obviously hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
13, Devin Carter.
Crazy.
14, Bub Carrington, who is uber trash.
You know who's the best in that draft class? I mean, he needs to become an adult, but Khalil Ware.
Yeah, Khalil Ware at 18. By the way, keep going. Jared McCain, thought that was awesome, looking less awesome.
Yeah.
Dalton Connect, thought that was awesome, looking less awesome. This draft class is. Yves Missi, thought that was awesome, looking a lot less awesome
now. The Pelicans
now.
decided, nah, we're gonna go get we're gonna go get Queen.
Yeah, they're Devin Cartering Yves Missi.
All right. Well, as we hit the 12 o'clock hour, could this be the last Kuminga quota here on the Allen Stiles Show? There's no way, right? It's only Tuesday. But I have some bad news. If you are a fan of the Kuminga quota, the Kings aren't even getting mentioned anymore when these new Kuminga interests come out. Let's talk about it when we return. Also, the Kings are trendsetters. Now everybody is doing a thing after games, and I got another rant. I'm about to crash out again. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice cream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice cream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. You're home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, there's a lot of texts coming in, and I just want to continue to thank everybody. But I also want to read them, right? But I'm not going to go through and just read them all back to back to back and read some, but not all. So Kyle and I are going to figure out how to montage all this. So we appreciate all the love. If we don't figure out a way to montage it, just know that we are reading all of them, and we really appreciate it. As we have kind of announced here, as we hit the 12 o'clock hour, I will be heading to the afternoon show with Whitey Gleason, the Drive Guys, okay? The details on this show, TBD. You won't have to wait long. It'll come out throughout the week, how we're rolling it out. But I will be headed to the afternoon show with Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson starting on Monday. Okay, so this is how we're kicking off 2026. So wanted to let everyone know that, and we'll continue to let you know throughout the week. Real quick, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Okay? We talked about the Spurs and their drum and how it's kind of like soccer, right? Or football. My mom's listening, like football. and how they're doing this drum clap thing. And I saw De'Aaron Fox just hooting and hollering, having the time of his life. Harrison Barnes in a suit doing his taxes, hooting and hollering. So I say, okay, that's fine. All right, they're kind of biting, light the beam, but I think people forgot that the Kings even light the beam because they never win. But that's fine. Then I'm on social media this morning, and there was a big game that happened because Kevin Durant, this is the first place that it felt like I got kicked out of. Okay, KD. I mean, the victim stuff, just give me a bleeping break. But he makes a game winner, and that's not the story. I see this man, KD, pushing a button. They roll out this thing that looks like the beam button. KD presses the button, and smoke comes from the top of I think they're saying, what is it, Kyle? Launch the rockets?
Yeah, they're launching the rocket from the scoreboard. Launching
the rocket, and you got to see this on social media. And here's the crazy part. There's a Spurs, because the Spurs and the Rockets were battling over who was going to get KD. There's a Spurs account that says, wow, can't believe, not in so many words, can't believe y'all trying to bite us. I'm thinking, bite you.
King's been doing it for years.
What are we talking about? They got their own beef with the two Texas teams, and I'm sitting here thinking, am I taking crazy pills? So, of course, people are saying, bite you. Everybody is biting the Kings. And this is what happens when your team stinks, and then you never see the beam, right? And the beam is sponsored now, so I don't know how that beam's working.
Taking cuckoo pills?
Yes. I mean, what is happening? So, and the clapping and the drum beating is one thing for the Spurs. But Kyle, these brothers got a button. And KD's all juiced up, hitting the button. And I just can't believe nobody is standing up for the Kings saying, we're just going to let this biting happen.
How long are we allowed to be upset about this? Because,
what do you mean how long? Not long enough.
It's been 4 years.
What do you mean it's been 4 years?
I'm surprised no one's tried this sooner. That's all I'm going to say.
Are you kidding me?
We can be outraged about it, sure. What is the impression is the highest form of flattery or whatever.
But no odes. No, I don't know. I feel like when somebody bites you, I feel like they should, when someone bites you and bites you good too.
What?
I feel like there should be an ode to, hey, and the Spurs thing is one thing. It hurts more because they got De'Aaron and to a lesser degree Harrison Barnes. That's one thing. But you got a full red button, Kyle. A red button.
That doesn't really do anything.
And launch the rocket, light the beam. It's ridiculous to me. And I know didn't we have this conversation about the Warriors dropping confetti after wins and whether or not that was a corny or not? I know that there are traditions that are out there, but we got to stop the madness. They're hitting a button. That's our button. And I'm bring it full circle here, Kyle, as I'm about to move to the afternoon show. I got accused of not liking the beam.
Oh, you tried to shut it down.
No, I didn't try to shut it down.
Well, you did.
No, I did not. I said, if the Kings actually stunk as much as they stink right now, would you shut it down? I asked the good people of Sacramento a question.
You were just early.
That is correct, Kyle. I was not wrong. I was just early.
Yeah, because now
I didn't try to shut it down.
Because now we don't light the beam, and people are trying to come for your lunch.
And now people are saying, "Wow, it's so cool. Why didn't anybody else think to do what the Spurs and Rockets are doing?" And I'm sitting over here thinking, what in the heck is going on?
But the thing that sucks is if you try and argue them about it, they'll be like, well, you never liked the beam anyway.
We forgot it existed.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Look, in fairness, I'm kind of surprised it took this long for someone else to try and rip it off.
I think I agree with you.
Which the Spurs one, there was a cute story behind it where it's like Wemby reached out on an off day to fans of the team and their supporter section and was like, what would be a good idea for something? And they collaboratively came up with this.
The Wemby thing hurts because of De'Aaron, but it is more focused on him being, the football European connection that he has. I get you. I can't but it hurts because it's De'Aaron and he looks so happy. right? His happiness is crazy to me. You don't get snarky De'Aaron. When's the last time, remember Mad De'Aaron? When's the last time snarky De'Aaron came back out? We had to see snarky De'Aaron every week.
Well, snarkiness is a defense mechanism, Alan, and when you work for a good organization and with people you love, you don't have to be snarky because you don't have to be defensive. You can put your guard down.
I haven't seen snarky De'Aaron in a very long time, but that's besides the point. This Rockets thing is ridiculous, and I can't believe we're just going to stand for it. Well, I can't stand for it.
The Rockets one, I think, is more to your point because it's not well executed either.
No,
it's like
it's just smoke.
You just hit a button and it's smoked out of the scoreboard. Like, if the scoreboard had, like, moved up like it was a rocket taking off, that's kind of cool.
But then it'd be the rocket, like, the beam. I don't know. Either way, you were cooked.
How about do it good?
How about don't have a button? There's one button. Like, that's like if somebody else flew a W, but it's a different color flag. I don't know.
No, the thing is, just do it good, right? That's because the Kings ripped off the light the halo that the Angels do. The thing is, just do it good.
They didn't rip it off.
I mean, they did. The guy who worked for the Kings.
And you know why? Because we haven't seen a halo ever. I've never seen a halo.
Well, it's also baseball.
I've never seen a halo.
But again, the guy who worked for the Kings used to work in Anaheim, and they ripped off the light the halo. Again, if you do it well, then it's fine. The Rockets one was poorly executed. The Spurs one, actually, I thought was kind of cool.
They didn't. Stop it, Kyle.
I'm just saying, the little boom, boom.
Clap, boom, clap. First of all, they weren't even on beat to start.
By the way, they also stole that. The clap is just the Vikings chant.
Exactly. Where's Chris Watkins? Where's Skoll?
Again, and the drum is the Carolina Panthers. Remember when Steph couldn't hit the drum that one time?
It was too heavy.
I'll find this video for you. Yeah, Steph was trying to hit the drum and he couldn't get it to work.
I'm just saying, it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe I saw that. 530 says the Rockets should have had mini rockets take off around the arena so it would be less of a copycat. Yeah, it's just smoke. It's just your standard smoke machine that you get after the national anthem. That's all.
What if they set off actual fireworks on the court?
No, yeah,
like
do it.
You hit the button.
No, yeah, do it. That would be less annoying than whatever type of cheap copycat we got. The button doesn't even light up. It's a stupid button. Probably got jammed. It's ridiculous.
But you're now coming to my point, which is it's fine as long as you do it good.
No, not there. 916-339-1140. You know who always does it good is TC. 916-339-1140. By the way, Avengers Doomsday, they keep giving us teasers December 2026.
Avengers Doomsday. Chris Evans needs money.
I'm in. And we're only going to hire the same guys. All right, TC, what you got for us, man?
Oh, man, congratulations, man. It's going to be popping, bro. A little afternoon show. So
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, so look, now I really just called in, bro, because I'm sticking to that. I know I called in all the time with it, but I'm really at a peace, man, and I believe Perry and BJ really gonna work, man. You know what I mean? With this top 5 draft pick, whether it's AJ or Caleb, and the pieces we coming back, and this JK thing re-entering itself, bro. I really believe this rebuild or retool, whatever you want to say, is going to be quicker than people think. And when I mean quicker, Allen, I mean next year quick. I mean 10th seed playing quick. And that's a successful season. If you're thinking about a young generation and the pieces and turning over this roster, that'll be a win next season. Mark my words, I'm marking it. This rebuild and retool will be quicker than people think it is.
Thanks for the call, TC. I appreciate it, man, and thanks for the kind words. We appreciate TC. TC not going nowhere. I know TC. He's already listening to the afternoon show, so I appreciate it, TC. And we will be talking, of course, on the afternoon show. Kyle, let's hear from Mark Spears, our guy. There's been a lot of Mark Spears in these last couple days here. So Mark Spears,
I almost hit the Chris Haynes button.
Oh my goodness. So Mark Spears basically
is Chris Haynes. Hey, you've been briefed.
Is basically laying out how the Kings spent this time with Jonathan Kuminga. We're hitting our Kuminga quota, right, in Miami. So we're trying to figure out what that timeline was. And again, we've heard from time to time that the Warriors don't want anything the Kings have, but the Kings are still trying to make it happen. All right, Kyle, let's hear it.
You know, Scott Perry was, I think, very brilliant to have spent an hour and a half with Kuminga in Miami. So while all these other teams are very looking at Kuminga in a mysterious way, he got time with him. The Kings still love him. That first-round pick is off the table, but they're communicating, as Ramona said, with the Warriors. And but who is it that they'll get? You know, Keegan Murray, Reynal, some of the younger guys, they're off the table. But the Kings definitely want a youth movement and would love to have Kuminga in it. And I think Kuminga, the one thing is you got to remember how many people were excited to go to Sacramento. He'd pack his bags up and drive up I-80 going north right now.
So we were double-checking something, Kyle. He said, Mark Spears said that the first-round pick is off the table?
Yeah, but that had been reported a little while ago by Sam.
But then it was on the table at one point.
No, I mean, it was on the table.
It was Malik in a protected first.
Yeah, that was before he signed the extension. Since December 15th, the first-round pick hasn't been on the table,
so
allegedly.
Now it's off. Okay.
I mean, Brett Siegel laid it out, I think the last time he was on the show, pretty eloquently, which is the Kings very much want Kuminga. The Warriors want nothing the Kings have to offer.
So this is from Kevin O'Connor of Yahoo Sports, and he says, league sources told Yahoo Sports at least 3 other teams have been linked to Kuminga: the Blazers, the Pelicans, and the Wizards. Hypothetically, Portland has Jeremy Grant or Drew Holiday to realistically offer in a trade. The Warriors are already small enough as is because Kerr has leaned heavily into 3-guard and 4-guard lineups, so Holiday should probably be avoided by general manager Mike Dunleavy. I mean, I don't know why he's talking about Drew Holiday. I think Jeremy Grant does make the Warriors better. I do.
Yeah, but that contract.
No, it's not good. It's not good, but
it would break the Warriors' rules of young, not money beyond 2027.
Okay, well, would you rather do that or would you rather give up draft capital, which Steve Kerr's running around saying that they don't want to give up draft capital and ruin their situation. So you're not getting Trey Murphy. Like, the Warriors, they're the worst friend that you can have, right? Who they just want a bunch of stuff, but they're like toddlers, right? They're like toddlers. Like my toddler, we're trying to teach her please and thank you, but they just take. They don't do anything, right? They don't give anything back to society, right? She never makes me lunch, right? I got to make her lunch. They don't do anything. They just take, but they want in return. You got to feed her. Right now, she's getting potty trained. You got to clean her, right? And then I got a 3-month-old. They're even worse. At least they don't talk back. At least they can't say no, right? They can't, say, I don't want to do this or I don't want to go to bed or whatever, but you got to clean them. That's what the Warriors are. They're just small children. They just take. We want Trey Murphy, but we don't want to give up a first-round pick. Or we don't want anything. We want Keegan Murray. Even though Keegan Murray is much better than Jonathan Kuminga, we don't want what you have. I don't know who they would want from the Wizards. I mean, CJ McCollum, but why do you want – I'd rather – if you can get the protected first back on the table, I think the Wizards probably don't want to do that, right? So you're looking at CJ McCollum. I know he's expiring, but if you're looking at CJ McCollum or Malik Monk, I don't know. It's a tough one. It just depends on what other assets you have to give or get in return. But the Warriors, they're just being completely unrealistic with this thing. And the Pelicans, I guarantee you the only reason Kevin O'Connor is reporting the Pelicans is because the Warriors are trying to get Trey Murphy, but Steve Kerr is literally going on different shows saying the same garbage that they said last season when they said, we don't want to give up, we don't want to ruin our future, even though Stevie ain't going to be there, right? Because they're all going to be gone when Steph is gone. So I don't know why he gives a bleep about the first rounders anyway. Don't you want to make sure that Steph has the best situation? So if you don't want to give up capital and you don't want to take on a bad contract, and you can't take on any more guards, and you don't want to play Jonathan Kuminga, I mean, help us help you. It's the Notebook. What do you want, right? What do you want? I'm talking to my toddler. Do you want chicken nuggets? No. Do you want rice? No. Do you want a Jammy Sammy? No. What do you want? You're hungry, but you can't tell us what you want.
Well,
do you want noodles? No. Do you want mac and cheese? No. What do you want?
The Warriors want Giannis.
They do. They do, too. Unfortunately, and you know what? That's a good point, Kyle, because we're going to talk about how we need to start prioritizing the showcasing thing for the Kings. Malik needs to start playing. Enough with this garbage. They stink. Malik needs to start playing. Keon needs to start playing. We need to start to help ourselves. That's what we need to start doing. The Warriors, all they've done is tank Kuminga's value, but they want a Giannis. And Podziemski, that's the brother they need on the bench. They need to be playing him less.
Yeah, the Warriors thing is interesting. By the way, to the point about your toddler first, just wait 40 to 50 years, and those toddlers will then be taking care of you and your wife in old age. You just got to wait a while.
I'm going to be fine. I don't need a jammy Sammy. Somebody says I want it. Carmichael Dave 848 says I want a jammy Sammy. Kyle, you eat jammy Sammys back there.
I do, yes. I bring in the jammy Sammys a couple times a week as my lunchtime. So again, I'm basically a toddler.
I want a jammy Sammy.
See, me and Allen's firstborn are both like lockstep in the jammy Sammys.
Literally. That's the Warriors. Well, they don't want to give up anything. They don't help society. They're toddlers.
Well, don't forget, Allen, like Draymond said, we have an obligation to to leave it in a good place when we leave, right?
He left a good he left a good gift on Jordan Poole's chin. That's what he left.
Yeah, it was maybe it was for the best in the long run for the Warriors. Get off.
Why don't you go get him? Go get Jordan Poole
for Kuminga.
Hey. What? They depressed value.
Oh, it's depressed, all right.
It's depressed, all right. Go back and get. This is what you need to do. Go get Jordan Poole, and can we look up Kevon Looney's numbers on the Pelicans?
Yeah, what is he doing there?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's the deal, right? Instead of Trey Murphy and Kuminga, which they don't want to do, if you're going to give up the extra picks, bring back Kevon Looney.
Literally, they will.
Yeah.
They will. And please take Trace Jackson Davis.
There you go. Allen, you've worked it out in your head. The one I think they should do is Daniel Gafford and Clay for Kuminga and Buddy Hield. I think that worked.
Look, either way, I don't see this team with the moves and how they're kind of hamstringing themselves. I just don't see them getting there. Right, well, I don't know how they get there.
Look at it this way. Is Kuminga their fourth best player right now?
I don't know. He doesn't play.
If they're looking for a number 4 and they've decided Kuminga is not good enough as a number 4, then you have to give up something else in return to get a better number 4.
Kyle, I understand that. I'm not the one that needs this talking to.
But I think
this is Mike Dunleavy Jr.
But the other part is actually we're going to get picks, and those picks will help us, in theory, trade for someone like that. Or the Malik Monk and picks deal was kind of a happy medium, which is a little bit for now, a little bit for later. I mean, arguably during that Beam Team season, Malik was the 4th most important player on the Kings.
I'm telling you, I don't know. And you know me, I said it to Whitey as well. The DeMar DeRozan thing, he fits just what y'all need. He's 37, 36. He's not, his next season isn't guaranteed. Right? He gives you shooting. I mean, he's better than Moses Moody.
But you'd have to play him alongside Jimmy Butler, which...
You don't have to, though.
I mean, you kind of do.
At the end of games. But Jimmy, to me, I will give him this, even though I can't believe they gave him $60 million a year. Jimmy can evolve, right? If DeMar's doing his thing, Jimmy can be a mini Draymond type deal. I know that spacing isn't great, but both of them can shoot the corner 3.
Yeah, I just don't think that your best game plan is Steph paired alongside brick Draymond, brick Jimmy, and DeRozan, who's a below average to average 3-point shooter.
Then go get then give up first. Then go get Trey Murphy and give up first.
Kind of think they should, or the Jeremy Grant situation. At least Jeremy Grant can shoot it.
I would do the Jeremy Grant thing.
But that breaks their rule of they don't want to take money on.
They got stupid rules.
Yeah, I know. That's why the Malik Monk and a pick thing didn't happen over the summer.
Yeah, I mean they completely botched this thing. I'm looking here, Kyle. Okay, I mean Jeremy Grant, $32 million this season. Next season, $34.2 million, and then a player option for $36.4. I mean, it's a year longer. And honestly, I know he costs more because he's in the 30s and Malik's in at 18, but he fits more of what you're trying to do, right, from a size perspective, and it's the same amount of time as Malik. So if and by the way, I don't know why the Blazers would want Kuminga. That's the other part of this that I don't get.
Oh, no, I just remembered the Steph thing from earlier. Steph did the drum before the Super Bowl when the Panthers got absolutely smoked. That was the funny thing that happened. But yeah, to your point about the trade, like, I don't think that's the best strategy for the Warriors because I still think your best plan is to try and make this Kuminga thing work. And
but Kyle, that's cooked.
It's
over.
So they're going to have to settle for either a couple of role players or go get that tried and true number 4, which, by the way, I don't even know if Trey Murphy is that. I feel good about Trey Murphy being better than Kuminga, but I don't know if the juice is actually worth the squeeze.
I keep telling you, being in Smoothie King Center, which is never, I know Dave went for the play-in game, and he said it was actually kind of popping, but I think he was just being nice. Playing in Smoothie King Center in front of 60% full stands, right, versus going to the Bay and being told you are the piece we need to get Steph his 5th championship. I don't know if Trey Murphy is built for it. I've heard the brother talk like once. I don't know anything about Trey Murphy.
Oh, well, he does the podcast. He's the new
old man in the 3?
Yeah, he's on that all the time.
Trey Murphy?
Yeah. I was listening to him with Lil Dicky and what's the comedian guy who likes the Ravens? I forgot his name. But anyways, but Trey Murphy was on that show. He goes on that show like every other week.
Okay, well, maybe that'll help. Maybe him and Draymond can pot it up.
Maybe
they can do that. But as far as the Kings are concerned, look, man, it's hard for me to admit that this could be the last Kuminga quota. Mark Spears is talking about something that happened in the summer. Unless we can convince the Warriors to like Malik Monk or DeMar DeRozan, I think it might be cooked, Kyle.
Yeah, we've talked about it every time we jump on the watch like Jon Snow, is that the best chance the Kings had at getting Kuminga was at a discount when he was threatening to take the qualifying offer.
Yeah.
Now Golden State has more teams potentially able to trade for him because his contract is now at that $24 million number and a guarantee that he will be at least on your team beyond this season.
Yeah, I also just don't really know like what exactly the Warriors are looking for, right? I don't know that they know that. They've been connected to big men. They've been connected to guards, to kind of those stretch 4 guys like that. So I just don't think they know, and I don't know why. Oh, okay. Kyle says we have breaking news, but we can do it after the break and should do it after the break. So don't move. We have that for you when we return. More Allen Stiles coming up.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hello Sacramento, I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes. Upgrade and save today at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 916-619-3000 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
At Big O Tires, now through January 25th, get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock tires with installation purchase. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O Tire store for pricing and book an appointment online today.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Just once a year, NorCal's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, boaters, RVers, and off-roading enthusiasts. Buy the latest gear, discover the best destinations. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
The winter service event is on at Maida Subaru. Now is the time to let Maida Subaru get your Subaru road ready for the winter weather with exceptional savings on tires, brakes, wiper blades, and more. See all the service specials at MaidaSubaru.com.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Okay, I have this from the Kings. Bit of breaking news. You gonna run the sounder, Kyle?
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Sacramento Kings forward Keegan Murray underwent an MRI after exiting the game with 4:01 remaining in the third quarter of Sunday night's game versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Imaging revealed a moderate left ankle sprain. Murray will be listed as out and reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. The hits just keep coming for the Sacramento Kings. A really, really rough season for Keegan Murray. It's just tough, man. It's just really tough, and you got to feel for him. Obviously, he gets the extension, so fine, all fine and good there. But these guys love what they do, right? And being unable to play basketball and just honestly being teased all season long with just little spurts here and there, but not able to play a full season the way that Keegan has really been pretty available his first couple years here in the league. It's just really tough. And from a team standpoint, again, we were talking about Precious Achiuwa. Obviously, that's more run for Precious Achiuwa. That's more run for Nick Clifford. That's all fine and good. But somebody that you just committed this money in these years to, you really were hoping that this could have been a leap year for Keegan. And it's just been completely taken off the rails by injuries. And we're wishing Keegan the best, because this is just tough, man. This is just tough. I mean, there haven't been a lot of things to look forward to. And yes, it keeps the Kings losing, right, for their tank job, even though they were losing games anyway. But yeah, so reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks, Kyle. I got my calendar up. So that takes you to the
long after the Allen Stiles Show is gone.
Oh yeah, the Allen Stiles Show. Whitey and I will have been doing the show for a while at that point in time, and Kyle and his new situation would have been doing it for that point in time. That'll be revealed later this week.
4 weeks from Thursday is the trade deadline.
Yeah. So 4 weeks from right now is February 3rd. All right, so that's Super Bowl week. Okay, so Super Bowl week, we should be out there, San Francisco, Santa Clara, wherever they got it set up. But
San Jose.
Just somewhere out there. Just show the bridge. Just keep showing the bridges, okay? Even though we're not close to them.
I joke, they probably will send you to like the San Jose Convention Center.
That would make more sense than San Francisco, technically. But yeah, so reevaluated a couple days before the trade deadline. What that means, I'm not quite sure. As far as the moves that the Kings could make, does give a little bit more time. And honestly, Neek, he can't play the 4. He can't.
But I guess Westbrook can.
Yeah, Westbrook back at the 4. I should say this. Maybe when Neek gets a little bit bigger, he'll be able to play the 4. I don't know if he's going to get any taller, but right now he does not look like somebody that can play the 4 to me. So that's going to be a struggle bus. And as we've talked about before, Keegan's not really a 4. So rough news there. If you're just now tuning in, Keegan, left ankle sprain, reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. And yeah, the number one thing is feel bad for him. Obviously, he's not a kid, but, feel bad for the kid and his inability to just stay healthy this season. It's been rough. He was talking so much about being more aggressive this season, kind of showing who he is a little bit. No De'Aaron, no Harrison Barnes, an opportunity for him to kind of take that next step, and just been completely marred and derailed by injuries. And now the Kings, I don't know how that really affects what the Kings are going to do as far as the trade deadline is concerned, because it's not as if, now we can't trade so-and-so because he's got to fill in for Keegan. That doesn't matter to them. So my initial thought is that it doesn't change anything with the Sacramento Kings. All it does is just make the product harder for us to watch, even though it's already pretty hard for us to watch. So that's where it's at right now, and it kind of puts another pause on Keegan's growth as he is starting to embark on this new journey as a leader of the team, especially from an offensive standpoint. So it's just a bad season. And I saw Dave said, or somebody said, is this the worst season in Sacramento franchise history? I'm not going to pretend like I should be the one to speak on that. Somebody else, I think Dave throughout 2012, some people did agree that it was the worst because this is a complete mess. And going back to the Doug Christie stuff as we had him on the hot seat yesterday, yeah, Kyle, I mean, this could be a mulligan. It could. I don't know that it should, right? And I think everybody can weigh in on it. But Doug Christie, if you do think about it like this, you're going to get on Doug Christie for not producing, right? How many other teams in the NBA will probably be able to say that they never got their full rotation healthy all season long?
Well,
and I don't expect you to know a team off the top of your head, because my guess is that the answer is none.
Well, outside of Indiana.
Well, Indiana, but going in, not something that happened last season.
Yeah,
not the Celtics, not the Pacers.
They knew going in that they weren't going to have
and just everybody. A rotation of players, literally hot potato. You get Zach LaVine back, Domantas Sabonis goes out. Domantas Sabonis gets back, Keegan Murray goes out. Right? You just haven't had anybody besides DeMar and Russell Westbrook who will just play 40 minutes a night forever.
And Precious.
Forever. Just forever. Like Sandlot. Forever. That's it.
Yeah.
Besides that, nobody else can stay on the court.
DeMar DeRozan never, ever gets injured.
No. And besides that, I mean, he did have that a little bit last season where he had the back stuff for a little bit, but besides that, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, here, I'll pull up Keegan's career. 80 games played, 77 games played, 76 games played. This year, he's at 19. So this is the first season he's had any major injuries. He had only missed, if I'm doing math correctly, 13 games his first 3 seasons of his career.
Rough stuff. In a season where, I get it, there's Russ and there's DeMar, but this was supposed to be a season. This was his chucker. This was his chucker season.
Well, next year could be too.
Oh, next year, look, you could have multiple chucker seasons, but this was the first time we were going to get to see Keegan in a chucker situation. And, a lot of people have had questions about his shooting. So much of that shooting is rhythm. And the reasons and or excuses in the past, and even this team wasn't completely built to give Keegan full runway and give him the keys. But in the past, there was De'Aaron, there was Sabonis. right? There were different guys, especially last season with DeMar DeRozan. Where does Keegan fit in? And that was one of the reasons his three-point shot. He was doing so much defensively. This season, still doing a lot defensively. Precious Achiuwa helping a little bit. But hey, Keegan, it's your world now. We're just living in it. And now he's been injured essentially, it feels like, on and off this whole season. So just can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. It's really hard to make these kind of strides in your game if you're not getting reps and you could see it when Keegan was playing, trying out different things, right? Trying to expand. He was getting that little fadeaway, a midi. He had the fadeaway midi working. He was trying to do some things, and it's just rough. It's just rough timing because this was his first opportunity for it.
Chris Watkins also brought up something last week when we were filling in that I hadn't noticed, is that when he did play in those 19 beautiful games this year, he had the most miles traveled on defense of any player in the league this year. So in addition to all of the stuff he was trying out on the offensive end of the floor, they were working him on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, Chris said it's like playing tag, and I felt like that's a great analogy. It's like, oh, I'm here. Now I'm switching here. Now I'm going here. Like, he was just working so hard on defense that I'm sure that, like, last year we thought he was working hard on defense. This year, with this group, he's had to work super hard on defense while playing out of position. So that's probably part of the offensive woes too. We'll never know how much, but yeah, you put it all together, and this isn't going to be his Trey Murphy season. Maybe next year is going to be his Trey Murphy season, where he just gets to chuck once potentially DeRozan is gone and they make a trade or two at the deadline.
Yeah, I'm just double checking here.
Clearing it out a little bit for him by the time he gets back, because as we said, we're 4 weeks away from the trade deadline, and if 3 to 4 weeks is the reevaluation period, the whatever we're calling it, interim beam team, maybe no more by the time Keegan comes back.
And, he's at 27% from three, which I know is not a true indication of him as a shooter. He's starting to pull down his career three-point percentage because of kind of being in and out here. And again, Kyle, this is the type of stuff we talk about. I know we always joke about Nick Clifford and the age, but Keegan's going to be, by the time the season starts next season, and he's not out for the season, don't get me wrong, but this is another month missed, so he's going to be back in February now. And Keegan's going to be 26 in August. Okay, by the time the next season comes around, Keegan will be 26. And we start creeping into that word prime and how close or how far somebody is from their prime. So that's a big deal. And yeah, all we got to do is hope that this is the last thing that Keegan has to deal with, so at least we can get into February, and at least from February through the end of the season, he can get some time there. That's really all that we can ask for.
And maybe, just maybe, he will get to play a single minute, a single second this year with Domantas Sabonis together, because they haven't played not once together yet this year.
Insane. Let's hear from Doug Christie. He gets asked about the offensive ratings and defensive ratings, and he gives his best answer as to why things are up and down. Don't move. More Allen Stiles coming up.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m., and we have this sound, and this is courtesy of KCRA, our guy Sean Cunningham, and...
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
You're lucky it's the last week.
So how about in the trade, I'll take the Sean Cunningham drop, you can take Senor Segway.
That's good.
Is that a fair trade?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
We're negotiating what stays and what goes right now.
That's right. It's like a divorce.
Well, it doesn't have to be divorce.
But amicable.
It doesn't have to be that either.
Like a separation.
Could just be a moving out, moving on.
Right. Like a divorce.
You really got divorce on the mind, Alan.
No, I don't.
It's really, I know your daughter's been a bit much, but come on.
If you need to talk to someone, right? 916-339-1140. Here's one, Kyle, before we hear from Doug Christie. Keegan and Kuminga, and this is from our favorite 916. Keegan, I called them pessimistic yesterday, and they said, pessimistic, you mean realistic. Okay, so they say, Keegan and Kuminga are basically the same 2K rating. 180, 179. Why are you laughing?
Sorry, people. Emma Drock on the chat saying we got a custody battle going on.
Keegan and Kuminga are basically the same 2K rating, 80 and 79. They are identical now, with Kuminga having way more upside. Not a popular opinion, but I'd rather have Kuminga than Keegan if the money was identical. Is that a crazy? Hold on now. Look, we only got a couple days left. If we want to get spicy.
It is the last Tapatio Tuesday.
And I did, the whole Sonic and Knuckles thing, Thunder and Lightning, that Whitey did not fully understand, but he's going to learn today, or he's going to learn on the 12th he's going to learn on Monday about, some of my comparisons here, and he's going to love it. I'm telling you that right now. But we've been talking about Keegan and Kuminga together, Keegan obviously being an untouchable, and before I even go there, Keegan can't be moved until the offseason. But are there people out there that would do a Keegan Kuminga swap? I've never thought about that in my mind.
I remember people were talking about that when the summer was around, and they were like, Keegan's untouchable in the Kuminga talks, which obviously made sense. They were planning to extend Kuminga. Extend Keegan. I think the Warriors originally asked for Keegan,
right.
and the Kings said no. And most people were like, yeah, that makes sense. Keegan is better than Kuminga.
I just can't. I don't know. And I get it. We know why Kuminga's not playing. There's just too many holes in his. I just think you need both. Like, I just don't think that Kuminga has shown enough to move on from somebody who is the more prototypical type of player and has also shown upside. So that's why I wouldn't do it. I didn't know people would even think about doing that, to be honest with you.
And also, it's a contract thing, right? Like, Kuminga after this year would have 1 year left before he would hit unrestricted free agency. Keegan has 5 years, a contract that'll take him until he is older than Domantas Sabonis is right now.
Well, I think that's a good point, right? I don't think the Warriors do it now. I don't think they would do it
now. I think they would take 5 years of Keegan Murray. I think that is a building block because it's different when it's 3 years of Jeremy Grant, who is in his 30s and probably will not be more than a number 4. With Keegan, you at least still believe there's upside there. I mean, the Kings did when they gave him the extension.
I mean, basically, yeah, you're not. The argument is you're not going to have to give the Kings what. I don't want to say this, but it's basically a lesser Trae Young, a lesser Trey Murphy package. Because you wouldn't have to give the Kings what you're giving the Pelicans. You're paying Keegan a little bit more. That's part of it as well. So, yeah, I could see why you would do it if you were the Warriors, but I'm not doing that if I'm the Kings.
Yeah, the Kings, you want to hold on to that 5 years. Because remember, even though the Warriors' whole thing is like, we want to be young and we don't want to take money on past 2027, Trey Murphy's deal goes through 2029. So the Warriors are, if Trey Murphy is their ideal target, they're saying we're fine taking money on long term if we're locking it in at that $25 to $30 million number, which is essentially where Keegan's at. Keegan and Trey Murphy's contracts are very similar. I mean, they're literally the same average annual value. It's just different what year you're paying what money. So They were fine doing it with Trey Murphy. I assume they'd be fine doing it with Keegan. But if you're Sacramento, there's no point in giving up Keegan for Kuminga.
No. All right, Kyle, let's hear from Doug Christie. He was asked about the offensive and defensive rating and why they don't look great. Here it is.
Well, obviously, I mean, I think if we have an entire roster, but I don't live on what ifs. But when I watch a game like last night and I look at the pillars of who we are defensively and offensively, all of a sudden it boomed onto the screen, and that defensively is exactly what we want to be. Physical, after it, full court, making people suffer, and it's going to make us suffer at the same time. Well, when you play that type of defense, then you rebound the basketball. Now you get out in space. You're able to play with pace. You're able to move the ball because you create an advantage from your defensive possession. So those were all of the identity pieces that we want. It's just the consistency at which we deliver those that is, the biggest piece to me. I think the numbers and the winning take care of themselves when you play that way for a sustained amount of time. And right now, they've been small windows, and that's just not good enough.
That was Doug Christie. He was asked about the offensive and defensive ratings. I believe Sean asked the question. We got the audio from KCRA. I'm pretty sure Sean asked the question, Sean Cunningham. But
here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
But with that being said, I mean, I was just more so happy that, look, Sacramento media, people will go, the Sacramento media. I still get a response on some of my posts on X or Twitter. Oh, Sacramento media doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. But I do think that we're taking our gloves off a little bit. And look, man, if we got to go through this season and it's not even, halfway yet, if we're going to go through this season, just like Denzel Washington said to Jamie Foxx, I'm leaving here with something, right? We need to ask some tougher questions. You don't get cupcake questions when your team – when you are forced, and I get it, it's a lot of people want to be in sports media, so I understand they're fairly desirable jobs. But when you have to watch this product every night, yeah, we're going to ask some tougher questions. We can't give, you know who gets cupcake questions? Joe Mazzulla, right? You know who gets cupcake questions? The Pistons, right? When you are winning games, you get cupcake questions. We can't allow you, Doug, to just continue to say, yeah, offense doesn't matter, right? Hey, Doug, you've won 8 games, right? And your offensive rating is bad. Now, that can connect to the defense, and he said that before. When you're taking the ball out of the basket, they get to set up their defense. I get that. So I'm just giving a hand clap, a golf clap to the Sacramento media because, yeah, you can't be forced to watch this product every night and just ask the same cupcake questions. You can't. Now, some media members, they're still going to just ask the cupcake questions because that's what they're comfortable doing. But there's others out there that are, well, look, man, you got to throw us a bone here. We can't just we can do the dance when you're winning. We can't just do the dance when you're not winning.
Did you see that Cardinals reporter that got into a fight with the general manager yesterday during that presser?
I think so.
Because the Cardinals are another one of those teams where they ask a lot of soft questions, but the reporter was like, GM, you've drafted no Pro Bowlers in your time here. You just fired a coach. You've won 15 games, and you're going to cut Kyler Murray. Why do you think you should keep your job? And he was like, what are we talking about, Pro Football Focus? And the reporter was like, I'm talking about the team is 3-14. And it was so funny. But anyways, you don't see that really ever to a team that is going great.
No, you don't, because obviously, you know, those questions, I guarantee you the questions to Gerard Mayo versus Mike Vrabel, completely different.
Well, that might be for other reasons,
I'm just also saying one guy was winning, one guy wasn't, and that's just kind of how it goes. So, and again, to your point, Kyle, about bringing up the GM, this is falling on Doug simply because Doug was here last season, and obviously he's the coach. It's just kind of part of the deal. Let us go into this next season, with no moves made. Scott Perry, this whole prudent and opportunistic, trust me on this. Sacramento media is not just going to let you continue to say the same things, right? You get a year of that. Just like the Cam Newton, Keon Coleman. We give that grace to young GMs, right? We give that grace to new GMs. But you're supposed to be our number one, and you're making moves like a bum. I bet you better start doing your job, right? Like, that's how it's going to be for Scott Perry if we don't see anything happen. But he's still in the grace period, right? We're still moving on from Mr. Vestman. But once that kind of moves forward, and if there are no moves made, it's going to start getting a little spicy, not just with Doug, with everyone. But we're not there yet, right? We haven't even gotten to the trade deadline. But you know, who took the Sacramento city by storm and, oh, I love cookies and all that, is going to change.
Did he, though?
Yeah, he took the Sacramento city by storm.
Oh, yeah, because people were like, this guy clearly looks like he's done media training.
Well, I mean, compared to Mr. Monty McNair, yeah. Who took the Sacramento city by storm and, oh, we got to find the Cam Newton. We give that grace to young GMs.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
I bet you better start doing your job. But they're not there yet. Okay, Trae was saying congrats to me, so thank you, Trae. But Trae is also saying this from the 530. Shout out to 530. What's up with these callers? Kuminga can't play defense like Keegan, nor is he a three-point threat like Keegan. But don't get it twisted. Kuminga is a dog, and I want him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're all just going a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because a move hasn't been made. But yeah, I don't, as much as I would like to add a 22, 23-year-old like Kuminga, the whole idea is adding him with Keegan, people. This is how you get a core. We don't need to be talking about swapping them. No, we don't want the Warriors to win. The Warriors win in that regard. We can't do that. We can't do that. 1 o'clock hour coming up. Like I said, you didn't think we were going to get through the last week of the midday Allen Stiles show without Austin Rivers giving us another outstanding quote. Also, let's talk about how to maximize the showcasing. Because right now the Kings are not maximizing the showcasing. I bet you better start doing your job. More Allen Stiles coming up.
That playful person that took the Buffalo City by storm in his first interview, and he sat down and was like, "Yeah, I love cookies," and he had the whole all that was all cool. But we give that grace to young players. Big dog, you're supposed to be our number one.
Come on now.
And you're playing like a bum.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Sacramento's Outwork playlist is Mix 96.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Now with 4 opportunities each weekday to be our $1,000 Employee of the Day. Today's hits and yesterday's favorites, Mix 96.
Award-winning guitarist and songwriter Gary Clark Jr. Tour 2026, Saturday, January 31st, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. An electrifying night of music with Gary Clark Jr. Special guest, Marcus King Band. On sale at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com. Gary Clark Jr. Live.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction. Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, January 10th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
For Kings Talk and so much more.
Live and vocal.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Kyle, are you in a, this is not the first Bruno Mars, is it because he said his album is done, first album in over a decade?
No, Alan, it's because the song is too good to say goodbye.
But you played it earlier, right? Or am I tripping?
I did, but it's new audience.
Okay. Just making sure I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, his new album. I'm very excited about his new album.
You know who's not is Chris Watkins.
Yeah, I know.
That's a conversation for a different day.
Fueled by gambling debt? Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah. Kyle, it's 1 o'clock, so we're going to just do this. What?
Sorry, just one more point. See, you were talking about Justin Bieber's album, and I was saying it's going to be trash because now he has a family and he's happy.
Yeah.
This Bruno Mars album is going to hit because he's fueled by gambling debt and needs to get out. This is going to be awesome.
There's other types of debt out there as well. Yeah. Shout out Bruno Mars. We'll see what happens there. But Kyle, Kyle is playing that if you're just now joining us in the 1 o'clock hour. I will be moving to the afternoon show to the Drive Guys with Whitey Gleason. It will be Whitey, myself, and, of course, Jay Johnson. There are more details to come as far as Kyle's kind of next steps here at the station, and more will be revealed throughout the week. Even just tomorrow, we have another kind of piece to the puzzle that we will reveal to you. So you got to keep listening, keep watching, and we have that for you. But just want to let you know that if you are somebody that can only catch me for an hour, starting in the 1 o'clock hour, appreciate you. We've done some good things here, and it's put us in a position to kind of make that step to the afternoon show and join Whitey. So really appreciate you for however long you are able to listen and to watch. As we hit the 1 o'clock hour, we want to talk about how to maximize the showcasing, because the Kings are definitely not maximizing the showcasing. And I do think it's a little bit of a problem. All right. But before we get to that, I wanted to play this sound from Austin Rivers, because Austin Rivers has a special place in our heart from the bag work that has become.
I don't need you to have the bag work.
That just has become a drop that we've used for a very, very long time on this show. And he has a new clip. And basically this new clip is saying that there is no middle class in the NBA, and every team has a bunch of Tejan Salons that stink and are projects, and then they're paying the other guys $60 million, which is funny, and it correlates to the Kings, because the Kings actually don't have that, and they're the worst team in the NBA that isn't trying to tank. Here it
is that the bottom half is some of these guys aren't NBA players. All right. I'm not going to say names because that'd be ridiculous, but I could go to each team and point out a couple guys which are like, and I'm not saying they're not capable of being an NBA player. And I'm not saying they're going to be an NBA a couple years from now. There's a lot of projects. Every team has projects. They're all look the same. They're long, athletic, don't know how to play, kind of robotic. They're trained to shoot a three and play defense, but they don't know how to play or get to their spots. They don't have high basketball IQs. Like, you don't see that in the 90s. Everyone was the best players in the world played in the NBA. That's it. We're now getting to the point where just, the evolution of the game and the way it's expanded, country, it's developed all over the world now. Where we're at now is the top of the top. We're getting the cream of the crop. These guys are unbelievable to watch. The middle class has essentially disappeared in the NBA. All right. You don't get a lot of these mid-level players. It's just not what it is. You have guys who make $3 million and you have guys who make $60 million.
That was Austin Rivers, just another good one. And, I just imagine each team, the glitches I'm not a gamer like that, and I don't know if there's still glitches, but the glitches on PS2, Kyle probably doesn't even know what that is, where it would just, something would be off. I just imagine when he said every team has a bunch of projects, like a team that has a starting five and then the whole bench is just 7 Tejan Salons just standing next to each other, which is so funny because he says that, but the Kings are the one team, I think, Kyle, in the NBA that does not have one project. And now his argument is that there are too many, right? And I'd look at Carter Bryant, who's got a broke jump shot, and we look at some of these guys that are exactly how he describes it. Like we said, Tejan Salon. Tejan Salon does not get drafted that high just 4 or 5 years ago. But Kyle, what's so funny is he's saying, not that it's a bad thing, but he's just kind of talking about the evolution of the game. And the Kings are the one team, and I've been clamoring for this. Kobe Sanders win the second round. He's 23 years old. He drops whatever on the Warriors yesterday as the Clippers beat the Warriors, and Steve Kerr gets ejected. Steph Curry fouls out. But he's balling out for the Clippers. Kyle, the Kings, and why they've been trying to get Kuminga so much, they don't have one. Don't say Keegan.
No, I think what Austin Rivers is talking about is these deep benches full of Devin Carters and Isaac Joneses and Colby Joneses and Jalen Slausens and stuff like that. I think that's more what Austin Rivers is talking about here, which in fairness, the Kings also don't have a lot of those because their deep bench is full of Doug McDermott.
That's what I'm saying.
And Dario Saric. Although I think maybe the Kings are the argument for Austin Rivers' point about it's a futile strategy in some way, where your deep bench is essentially your glorified G League at that point. Because The Kings were the team that waived Isaac Jones, signed Precious Achiuwa, who had years of NBA experience, and is irrefutably a good decision.
So to bring it back all around to the 10 o'clock hour, based on what he's saying, I don't know that Precious Achiuwa, as we sit there and we watch and we say the typical take would be, wow, Precious Achiuwa playing himself into a contract, huh? And I guess what Austin is saying is he though?
No, because
maybe for a contender.
No, because a team like the Pistons, they decided they would rather have Isaac Jones, who, by the way, has played 1 minute in his entire time with the Pistons, but he's taken up an NBA roster spot. The Pistons have decided we'd rather have Isaac Jones than sign Precious Achiuwa, something they could have done at any point over the summer in terms of building out their roster. And I think part of that is, like, only 10 guys can play every night. So what's the point of, if you get 15 roster spots and 10 guys can play, what's the point of filling your bench with Dario Saric's and Doug McDermott's when you should just fill your bench with glorified G League players?
I don't disagree.
But
I think disagree.
I think Austin Rivers is bemoaning the fact that is the case.
But he's talking about the middle class. Doug is not even middle class. Doug McDermott. They're getting paid minimums.
Yeah, but for a rebuilding team, you're better off that way. For a contending team, I understand the middle class is more beneficial to you. Look at Indiana. Indiana's got a bunch of dudes making between $10 and $20 million, but that in the new NBA is the quote unquote middle class. So you can either fill your team with a bunch of those guys, or you can have a bunch of dudes making $60 million or $3 million.
And you know, it's funny, Kyle, and some of this is the years, but the guys that are in the middle class, they get viewed as bad contracts. You know who I'm thinking of? Malik Monk.
And DeMar DeRozan.
Yep. Both of those guys in what Austin Rivers would call the NBA middle class, and nobody wants to touch them.
Yeah. Well, no one wants to touch him if you're bringing mid-range, unless you're doing the things he's talking about, defending and getting to your spots and being able to shoot the three.
Trey Murphy is getting paid the same as DeMar DeRozan, but obviously Trey Murphy, you're going to have to give up draft capital. He's younger, and he fits that mold. Because even if DeMar was older, even if DeMar was that age, but he fit that mold, I think it would be an easier pill to swallow. But yeah, if he could shoot the three, I mean, that would, and somewhat defend, that would change his value a little bit. But then the Kings would probably want to keep him.
Yeah. But when he's saying there's a few guys on every team, I think he's talking about how in this day and age, 20% of your roster spots are essentially glorified G Leaguers. When he says they're quote unquote not NBA players.
Yeah.
The other part about the middle class shrinking is just a nature of the economics of the league. If you take away the salary cap, there would be a flourishing middle class. But because you have to pay your stars and there's a salary cap, these teams can't afford these middle class guys.
Yeah. So a lot of people some people thought that Austin Rivers was kind of hating on the game, and you know, I guess he was a middle class player, but I don't know. I mean, I think Austin Rivers is getting a nice bag. I feel like some of these guys that aren't getting paid anymore, they turn into haters.
I don't need you to have the bag
He
work.
getting that bag work. What's he on, NBC?
Yeah, that was funny yesterday. So the Peacock game was the Nuggets and the Sixers, and that was the one Austin Rivers was working in. All the Nuggets were out, but the Nuggets ended up winning.
Yeah.
And Austin Rivers was doing the post-game interview. No, Jalen Pickett.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, they all balled out, though.
Yes, but Jalen Pickett was doing the interview with Austin Rivers. I was like, do you think Austin Rivers likes where he's at?
Well,
Probably.
What do you mean?
Because he's interviewing Jalen Pickett on Peacock, which for a normal broadcaster would be like, great, love it. Austin Rivers played in the NBA for 10, 11 years.
Well, that's what he's saying. I'm not. Maybe he doesn't have enough bag work, because why are you doing this? He's got the podcast. Yeah. Why are you interviewing Jalen Pickett on Peacock?
Yeah. Why do you, Austin Rivers, need to do interviews with Jalen Pickett post game on Peacock?
Yeah.
For a normal broadcaster like you, or so that's a dream job.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. I'd love to interview Jalen Pickett.
But for Austin Rivers, my guy, you were better than Jalen Pickett. What are you doing?
Look, man, like we said, when it comes to Snoop Dogg, your goal in life should be for somebody to love giving you money. Is
Austin Rivers one of the first examples of Nepo broadcasters? Like, we just assume because he's Doc Rivers' son that he would be good at broadcasting.
Apparently he didn't do a great job. People were saying he wasn't great, but I like him on podcasts. I don't know.
He used to be on NBA Countdown or whatever it was last year. Also, speaking of broadcasters making their move, if you type in Isaac Jones on Google, our video from Media Day is the first thing to come up.
There you go. Hot Honey Jones, right? Maybe that'll be a part of our end of show montage. Kind of fitting as I'm working it's taking forever, but slowly but surely making my way through Stranger Things, the last season of Stranger Things, and it's really hard to finish a series or finish a season of something with a 3-month-old. It's just really tough. But we're trying to do it. So I don't know, Kyle. I don't know what happens first. I don't think we're going to finish Stranger Things before the Allen Stiles midday show comes to an end. But we're going to try.
Allen, those episodes are like 90 minutes each.
That's the problem.
It's 5 movies back to back.
It took us 3 days to finish one episode.
For something that, spoiler, people are saying is not that good.
I know, but the beginning has been good. So we'll see. We'll see.
But it's like dropping a movie every week or so.
Gotta make our way through some way, somehow. So no spoilers. People don't ruin it for me, even though I've seen a lot of the spoilers already. 916-339-1140 if you want to be a part of the conversation. 279 says, where's the show going to have a watch party for a Kings game? I want to come say what's up to Schmallen Miles. Yeah, we got to figure that out. I don't know that we're going to be able to whip up something like that before this show ends. But once I am a part of the afternoon show, Whitey, Jay, probably even our boss, Jose, they have no clue what's about to happen. I mean, there's so many parties that I'm still going to have. I'm not changing anything.
I'll tell you what, Allen, since I know there is a probably negative 1% chance Jay Johnson is showing up to a draft lottery watch party, I will be there to support your dream of putting together a draft lottery watch party.
No, dreams don't change. They just evolve. Okay? Draft lottery and draft party. That's it.
Draft party, if they get a high enough pick, the Kings will throw one. They did it. Remember the year that Bagley got picked?
Well, I know. I'm just saying we're in obviously partnership with them, so then we can really blow this thing out. Yeah. But either way, I'm doing it, and I will bang on Public House's door, and I believe they're turning it into a new restaurant.
It's already open, Allen.
Oh, okay.
It's called Casa Roja.
I haven't driven by. I've been too sad since Public House closed. I never drove back.
That's a damn lie. You went to the party, the holiday party.
No. That wasn't at Public House.
It's right next door.
And I went to the last day with Chris Watkins.
What? You mean of Public House?
That's right.
Yeah, but I'm saying our holiday party was next door.
Yeah, but I didn't. It's not the same. It's not the same.
You went by it and saw it was open.
I never saw Casa Rojas, and I only recognize that place as Public House.
I think it's Casa Roja, not like Miguel Rojas.
916-339-1140. Let's talk about how to maximize this showcasing. Play Zach LaVine 40 minutes. Play Dennis Schroeder 40 minutes. Play DeMar DeRozan 40 minutes. Russell Westbrook gets less time. Keon Ellis has to get 25 minutes. Because you know what I'm reading now? When people say, oh, they want this or that for Keon, you know what I'm reading now? Why would anybody give this up for Keon who fell out of the rotation? That's what I'm reading. And last but not least, Malik Monk, can we stop with this? Can we stop? Can we just get Malik back in the rotation? The team is not good, right? The standard thing. Somebody ain't playing to the standard all game because you're losing. So why does Malik have to be the person that suffers because of that, right? The standard stuff, I get it, Doug, but why is Malik the odd man out? The team is not good. And if you're trying to move Malik, and I guess there have been talks about the Timberwolves maybe being interested in Malik, but if you're trying to move Malik, you got to play the man. Play the man. You know who you need, you know who you can play less. And I know they're probably going to call me Tubby, and I did eat a lot during this holiday season, is Russell Westbrook. I could do with less Russell Westbrook. We're good. We're good. Russell Westbrook playing does nothing for the showcasing. It does absolutely nothing. We got to chill. Enough. Right? Can we at least put ourselves in a better situation? If I'm Scott Perry, look, you got full autonomy. Doug, it's your team. And I know I'm the one who added Russell Westbrook. we got to sprinkle in some of this stuff, man. Like some of those minutes can go to Malik Monk. Some of those minutes can go to Malik Monk, man.
Okay, well, let's do it this way because I have your idea. So you want Zach playing 40 minutes at this point.
That's right.
You want Keon to be playing consistent 20-plus minutes.
Yeah.
Malik playing 20-plus minutes.
Yes.
DeRozan, keep doing what you're doing.
I wouldn't be opposed to playing DeRozan less. I think he's the one guy where the league knows what he is.
Yeah, but he's playing well, too, so it's hard to justify him.
Well, they're losing.
Going out. And then Schroeder and Westbrook, you want to kind of flip that.
Mm-hmm.
So are you okay with Neek Clifford getting those DMPs right now?
Honestly, based on the type of hierarchy that is happening when Neek is playing anyway, I don't know, Kyle. I mean, we're less than a month away from the trade deadline. Get it done, and then Neek can play all he wants after February 5th.
Because I think the other weird thing is that now with no Sabonis and no Keegan, you have Precious, Maxime, Eubanks, and that's it for your front court. So unless you can find Westbrook time at the 4 or Neek time at the 4, someone's going to have to fill that Keegan slot for a defense that I'm sure is going to be an abomination for the next few games. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking about just the wings, if you want Zach, you want DeMar, you want Keon, and you want Malik, then Neek Clifford's the one kind of getting phased out at this point.
I don't know. I think, fine, whatever. Let's just do a month of it. And I think right now you're just prioritizing getting one of these guys moved. And on the back end, Neek can get time once you clear out some of these players.
Just give it, 11 games?
Yeah. Who cares?
Neek, 11 games. We're not asking
he's getting
for
20 minutes. It's not like he's getting 40 minutes, right? He's getting 20 minutes. Half of that time, he's just running around like the last option, just grabbing rebounds and taking charges. He's not even being featured. So I don't care.
And knowing their luck, too, if someone gets hurt, it solves your problem in terms of the rotation being clogged a bit.
So I just think that Doug should have autonomy, don't get me wrong, but as the kids are saying these days, it gets to a point, and we're a month away, and there's not enough smoke to any of these fires, and you're losing games. So what are you actually accomplishing right now besides an eyesore on the basketball court? Just a complete eyesore. That's what I say. I think Zach, keep playing him. I don't know that anybody is – DeMar could go for 40 tonight. I don't know that anyone says that's what we were waiting for. DeMar for 40. We know what DeMar can do. I think people want to see can Zach LaVine get back to where he was last season, right? Another year off of his contract. Schroeder is another guy that at $15 million a year, somebody could be convinced. But nobody is thinking about Russell Westbrook. Nobody is, I don't know how much they're thinking about DeMar. Nobody is thinking about Precious Achiuwa, at least not right now. Keon playing 5 minutes in a game that ultimately was a blowout. I'm not going to sit here and talk. I'm not going to talk for more time about that little comeback. I'm not going to spend more time on that than the actual comeback was. Kyle did the math. It was about 3 minutes. I'm not talking about that little comeback against the Bucks for more than 3 minutes because that's how long it lasted. You got blown out. Keon played 5 minutes. What are we actually doing? And I understand that it's Doug's team. I get that. But we're running out of time here. And this is why we spent time yesterday saying, I think there's a world where they don't make a move. I think there's a world where there's not enough interest anywhere. Scott Perry doesn't want to do a bad deal. Scott Perry doesn't want to give up any assets. And he says, we're going to be what? You can fill in the blank for me. Prudent and opportunistic. And we're going to see what's available in the summer. And a lot opens up with DeMar and things like that. So that's just the reality right now. Let's get to Rick, who wants to be part of the conversation. What's up, Rick? What you got for us?
Hey, guys. Listening to your conversation and after the games all the time, Russell Westbrook is my favorite player. I think he's the most important player, but I think they need to get rid of him because not only is trying to get a rotation a tough thing, but trying to find minutes, it seems to take precedence over getting an actual rotation. And with the players they have, they no matter what, after any game, it's constantly going to be, well, this person didn't get their minutes. And they just have way too many players that they're trying to get playing time with, and it's just hard. And getting rid of Russell Westbrook is not going to affect their record. Someone will probably pick up Russ that needs it, that actually needs him, but I don't think the Kings really need him.
Yeah, that's a great call, Rick. And I never really thought about that as far as just, hey, let's just move on from Russell Westbrook, right? Because here's the thing, and Kyle, I want to do a full segment on this. Thanks for the call, Rick. I want to do a full segment on this tomorrow because the reality is you brought in Russell Westbrook, the same reason you signed Dennis Schroeder, the same reason you drafted Nick Clifford. Let's see if we can surprise some people. Well, you didn't, right? And now that you didn't, what is Russell Westbrook actually here to do besides a couple good plays and making people feel good and breaking records? You don't owe Russell Westbrook anything. And I look here to Rick's point, at 37 years old, this brother is playing 29 minutes a game. Last season, we talked, I distinctly remember saying, I don't know why the Kings would bring him in. How is he going to get as much minutes as he was getting last season? He got 27.9. Well, I guess joke's on me. He's playing more minutes this season than last season. And to Rick's point, it's over. You brought him in to surprise people and to see if you could make some things happen. It didn't work. So why is he still here? The only argument I would have is because Russell Westbrook is somebody that does things the right way, somebody that the team is learning from, the young players. That's cool. But if you can't help yourself, and Doug is saying, hey, if he's on this roster, I'm going to play him, then I would remove him. And I know they have a point guard dilemma because, you would only have Dennis Schroeder, but I would play Malik Moore at the point guard because I'm looking here. If you can't help yourself and say, hey, we got Russ on the team. Hey, I know it's your team, but let's keep it 1,000. You got to hold Russ to about 10, 12 minutes a night. That's what we initially thought it was going to be, and we thought it would be a problem. If Doug says, it's my team, you put somebody on the team, I'm going to play him as much as I think I can for him to help him, okay, well, then I'm removing him from the team. Because I think that's a great point, Rick. He was here for a reason. The reason was not for him to break records, Oscar Robinson, and to do all these things. That was not why he was here. He was here to help surprise the league and win basketball games early. That did not happen. So what exactly is Russell Westbrook doing here? You can start Dennis Schroeder again. You can give Malik Monk more opportunities at the backup point guard, which he can play, so we can stop pretending like he can't because he did it with De'Aaron Fox, and they did it in a playoff run, and you can go from there. That's such a good call, Rick. That's such a good call. Just move on from him.
Yeah.
If you can't control yourself and play him 10 to 15 minutes a night, then you got to move on.
If you can't do the Jeff Teague, Jeff Teague, you only getting 16 minutes a night.
Yeah, I don't care how good you playing. I think it was 19.
Yeah.
It was 16 or 19. That's all you're getting. Because playing Russell Westbrook 29 minutes a night on this roster, and you're not even getting to see, how about this? Maybe Keon would have been a better playmaker if he got all season. Maybe Devin Carter would have been a better playmaker. Maybe Malik Monk would have been a better playmaker. So you've given, the more I think about it, there's no reason for Russell Westbrook to play the rest of this season. Not now. There's not.
Well, we'll talk about it more tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Thanks for the segment, Rick. Appreciate you.
One of our last, hours of the show is going to be dedicated to cutting Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I can't wait. And I know the editors are going to clip it too, and I'm going to get destroyed on social media. All right, on the other side, let's preview Kings Mavericks. One of the only teams that the Kings can beat, even when they're not off a back-to-back. Who's in, who's out. And by the way, if you're just now joining us, Keegan Murray will be out, reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. More Allen Stiles coming up.
This is the drive, baby.
Allen Stiles says farewell to the middays. Afternoons, here he comes. Beginning January 12th.
It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and now Allen Stiles. Kings, Niners, NFL. Allen's college baseball stats and Major League Baseball talk. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on your #1 sports station in Sacramento. Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Just once a year, NorCal's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, boaters, RVers, and off-roading enthusiasts. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento.
At InShape, there's a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, walker, runner, sauna seeker, recoverer. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes. Upgrade and save today at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sometimes you need country music.
If I'm the problem.
Next time you have that feeling, check out New Country 105.1 KNCI, where you have 4 opportunities each weekday to win $1,000 and double your paycheck. New Country for Sacramento, 105.1 KNCI.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Taking you up to 2 p.m., 30 more minutes with you. We have hit the dirty 30. We got prop talk. It's been a while since this is our first prop talk of 2026, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but for us, Schmal and Miles has been busy, but
yeah, Schmal and Miles needs a break. Schmal and Miles, that's Steelers. And you know what? I was so annoyed. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about, Kyle? Shout out the FCS. That's where the Sac State Hornets could have been. That game last night between, what was it, Illinois State and Montana, that was incredible. Montana State?
Montana State.
Yeah. That was incredible. That game was incredible. So you're watching Ravens Steelers, and that kicker blows it. Luke blows it. Then you're watching this game last night, and Schmal and Miles should have been in on it. There were yards everywhere. But that Steelers-Ravens game cooked them, and that game was incredible, man. It looked like Montana State was going to run away with it. Illinois State, a dude's name is Taco Dowder. He was incredible. So that was one of the best football games I've seen all year. All football season long. Doesn't matter what level. That was outstanding.
How about the Big Skies, Montana State, winning the championship? Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't know at first, because I always root for the underdog. And I see the Montana State was ranked second. Illinois State was on a Cinderella run, so that was really cool. Then when they said Montana State's kind of been the bridesmaid the last couple seasons, 2024, and I think 2022, they got there and lost. Then I felt better about what ended up happening. But yeah, 2 situations where Illinois State, 2 chances to essentially win the game. They mess up, I think, it was the long snapper or that snapper, both those situations, they blow it. They could not kick the field goal. They get the field goal blocked to take the lead with about 30 seconds left, then get to overtime, score immediately. Like I said, a lot of yards out there. Schmal and Miles missed out. Score immediately, and then botch the extra point, and then Taco and Lamson, the quarterback, they immediately score, kick the extra point, and win. It was one of the best football games I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was amazing. A classic, which, by the way, I'm happy with the result, A, because go Big Sky, but also Cinderella run is a little less fun when that Cinderella team knocked UC Davis out of the playoff earlier.
Okay. You're not doing the thing where, hey, we would have lost to the champs, right?
Well, it doesn't matter because UC Davis lost to Montana State and Illinois State during the season. So if UC Davis had beaten one of those teams, they could have won the championship. They lost to both.
Okay. Well, yeah, I almost forgot to talk about that. We'll talk more about Lamar and the Steeler game. That was crazy. I've been pretty hard on Lamar, but in that situation, what do you want Lamar to do there? I guess Cam Newton or somebody was saying a quarterback is only as good as their kicker, and that's pretty much what it came down to. So we'll have that for you as we get ready for NFL closer to the end of the week. By the way, I'm just going to throw this out there, okay? I'm going to, and we're going to have less time to do this, Kyle, obviously, with the show coming to a close. But here's my thing, and we're going to get to this Kings Mavericks preview. So I'm going to a bachelor party, okay?
Uh-oh, not this
again. No. So the bachelor party is in Guerneville, okay? So it's basically Russian River area. It's going to take me about 2 hours to drive there. And, now that we're a little bit older, okay, 35, 37, mid-30s, mid to late 30s, we're getting there. The bachelor party vibes, right? It's kind of harder to read them. Some of my buddies, they want to do different things, right? So I have to be very cognizant of that. So I was doing some research last night on the nightlife because we're just going to golf. You know what I mean? We're going to golf. We're going to watch the football games and things like that. So that's all that's slated right now. So last night, I didn't know if baby number 2 was going to stay asleep. So I said, let me hop on ChatGPT, do some research, see what we can do, right, for what's out there in the area. There's not a ton. But again, if you wanted a ton, you wouldn't be going where you'd be going somewhere that's more more known, right? We've done the Scottsdale. There's the same crew. Just one of them's getting married from the Scottsdale, the guys' trips that we've gone on, San Diego, things like that. So different vibe. So I put together this outstanding kind of, place hop. We'll say place hop lineup. But then I wake up this morning and I think, well, I don't want to be the guy. I don't want it to come off like this is not the swag. Right. Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm not reading the room. So I have it. So I talk to my buddy who's a part of the group, but in a separate chat. And I say, yo, I came up with this. And he's kind of a troll sometimes, so I don't know if he's trolling me. I said, hey, I was going to send this. I was super juiced. Then I woke up this morning and I thought, I don't want to be that guy, right? I'm 35. Hey, this is more of a chill, just golf and chill thing. I'm like, hey, well, here's what's available. Should I send this? And he goes, yeah, just send. He goes, it's always nice to have. So when he said it's always nice to have, that makes me think, sounds like you've been talking to this guy, right, to the groom, and maybe I'm reading the room wrong. So I have it in my back pocket. I have the text in my notes. I said, okay, well, I don't know that I want to send it now. And he goes, no, just send it. But I don't know if he's trolling me. So I don't have it sent, Kyle. And I just don't want to be the Van Wilder guy, right? Where, hey, guys, and everyone's saying, Allen, we're just staying in the Airbnb. We're not doing any of that. So I have it. I think I'm going to just pocket it. And if someone says, well, what are we doing tonight? I say, well, funny you should ask, right? Versus coming in hot at 8 a.m. Tuesday. People say, Jeez, Allen, what's your deal? Well, my deal is I got 2 kids. That's my deal. I need this. That's my real deal. But I can't say that, Kyle.
Yeah, and then they say, what could we do? And then you're going to bust out the scroll and just be like, actually.
But Guerneville, it's super chill. But, I have another plot if they want to take the blue pill. But I don't know if anyone's taking the blue pill. So I haven't given them any pills, Kyle. I have it drafted. ChatGPT laid it all out, but I'm too chicken to send it because I don't want to come off as Van Wilder, Allen grow up guy.
You're keeping the pills in your pocket just in case.
That's right. So that's where I'm at, Kyle. What do you think I should do?
Well, Whitey from firsthand experience says there is no nightlife in the area.
Not really, but I found what's out there.
So you're not even like jazzed about going there. You're just like, here are our options.
No, I'm jazzed. We're gonna see because the guys, they live in the city, they live all over the place.
Yeah, but like you don't care if you do any of the things on the list or not.
I mean, I'd like to maybe do a little something, something. You let me get out. I drive 2 hours. I'm trying to get out there.
2 hours, night without kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Airbnb's nice, I'm sure, but I'd like to do a little something. But, I have to also play it off as if, hey, if we don't want to do anything, it's also chill.
I don't have any advice for you. Whitey's just laughing at the word Guerneville. So I don't know, Allen.
Can y'all help me out? Okay. Manjot says typical guys chat when it comes to planning anything. It's not about the planning. It's about we have it planned. I just don't want to read the room wrong.
No, you have it planned. And you don't know, other than your unreliable friend, you don't know what the vibe is. So you're saying instead of risking it, you just want to see what the vibe is when you get there.
I have the text, and if somebody says, hey, what's popping tonight? I'll say, well, here are options. But I was going to send it proactively this morning and thought that was a little much.
Well, historically speaking, you can just cut this segment and send it to your friends and be like, hey, look what we were talking about.
No, the last time I talked about a bachelor party on the air, I got called out at the wedding.
Oh, that's right.
I have a bad track record of this.
You were talking about being a B-list friend at the bachelor party.
I said I was a tier 3 friend, so I'm not flying out there. And he heard it, and they literally had it in the wedding. His best man said, where are my tier 3s at? Where's Allen at?
That's great. Oh, my God. I don't remember you telling me that.
It just happened like a couple months ago.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
Yeah, man. I got a bad track record with this.
You got called a bad track record. That's what you should be using this platform for. I see no greater use of this platform you have as a midday radio show host at a major market than to talk about your friends and then get brought up at their weddings.
Dragged. All day they kept coming up to me. Hey, what's up, tier 3? Literally everybody in the wedding. All right. By the way, Kings Mavericks preview. They played each other. They both stink. PJ Washington is doubtful. Kyrie Irving out. Derek Lively out. Dante Exum. I'll never forget. He made that 3. He made the 3 the night of the he should have drafted me from Luka, right?
Yes, that is correct.
They had the mini series.
Yes, that was the night after Malik got hurt.
Yes, that was the night after Luka single-handedly ruined the Beam team, flopped on Malik, right? Because they make the playoffs, I think. They could have snuck into the playoffs.
If that year, they had the same record as the Mavericks at the point of that game.
Yes, that's right.
And the Mavericks went to the finals, and the Kings missed the playoffs.
And he should have drafted me, and Dante Exum made a corner 3, and the rest is history. Kings, Keegan Murray out. He's out with an ankle. He will be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. That was the breaking news from about an hour ago. Domantas Sabonis out. Dylan Cardwell is available. Everybody's favorite. He should just only play home games.
Whenever they need a big is essentially what it is.
That's right. That's right.
Also, this was a late edition, so I didn't get to add it here. But Allen, big news. Big news. For the second time this season, your boy, Daquan Plowden, available to play.
Let's go. This is what we're talking about now. Call Kevin Dana. Call Kevin Dana right now. Now we're ready to go. Is he on Prop Talk? No
we don't,
way.
probably not, but Daquan Plowden is available tonight for the Sacramento Kings.
Now we're cooking with hot grease. Whitey Gleason's always cooking with hot grease, and he joins us on the other side. More Allen Stiles coming up.
This is the Drive Guys. January 12th.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
This is the Drive Guys. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Sactown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. The 49ers lose the season finale on Saturday night at home to Seattle 13-3. With the win, Seattle wins the division and gets the number 1 seed in the playoffs. As for San Francisco with the result, they fall to the number 6 seed in the playoffs. And because of that, the Niners now will have to travel to Philly for a first-round playoff game. You can catch that game this Sunday beginning at 1 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction. Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, January 10th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com. 600. So.
Live and local
It's Allen Stiles
on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m.
We stuck with you.
Oh, wow, Kyle. Well,
Yes,
Whitey.
that's true.
Yeah, this is kind of awkward, right?
Not really. I mean, it is for me because I didn't know it was happening until today with
Oh.
the announcement. So, but I'm processed.
Yeah,
ready to roll.
you're good with it.
Yeah, especially because I just found out that Daquan Plowden is your guy, and he's been my guy for quite a while too. That's awesome.
Kevin Dana, who we both know,
Yeah.
called into the station, not disguised because he said his name was Kevin, but I think we were talking about Daquan Plowden or something came up and he just wanted to share his thoughts. And he calls, and Kyle obviously didn't know who he was just by voice. And I see Kevin, and I take the call, and Kevin starts talking. He's talking about Daquan Plowden. And I said, Kevin Dana, is that you? And he's, yeah, it's me. And we texted after, and he was just saying he's been on this because, Daquan Plowden was on the G League Warriors for a bit, and he balled out. They thought that he was going to have an opportunity. So the fact that he hasn't really found his way on a roster yet, I think has been a little bit surprising to Kev. And his whole thing was, just like we were talking about with just the other vets, this team is not good, so you might as well see what you have. No clue if he sticks or not. I know last time he played, that outing was a little bit rough, but due to the injury of Keegan Murray, there's going to be an opportunity here, and we'll see what he does.
I didn't know much about him, but I saw him in Summer League, and he just caught my eye.
Yeah.
The way he shoots it. I know his first NBA game, I think he had 15 points for the Hawks or something, but as you said, he hasn't really been able to stick yet.
Yeah, and this is the time. We were just talking about how the Kings haven't had any good storylines or stories this season. I'm not counting the draft picks as stories. I don't count that.
What about Westbrook breaking all the records?
Yeah. Are you paying attention? Are you watching the games or just looking at them?
How about refreshing? How about refreshing news stories?
How about Precious?
How about no?
How about Maxime and his?
He was drafted.
What about Maxime and his Legion?
I'm talking about a Keon, right? With Colin Gillespie on the Suns, the Spencer boys, both the Spencers.
Sure.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're just
How are you this bad and not have a story?
What do all those people have in common?
I think we could probably count Precious. We should count
wow.
Precious.
Pointed commentary from your partner there. Anyway.
What did you say?
I said, what do all those have in common? Your good stories.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We don't. Hey, try something different. Was it? Who else is out there? Whitey. What's his name? TJ McConnell. Actually, he's been the opposite.
Sure.
Mac McClung.
Mac McClung. Go get him. Right? See what he can do.
Where is he now?
I think he's somewhere.
I thought he got released most recently. By the way, I know you're a big Denny Avdia guy.
Yeah.
Did you hear LeBron says, "Oh yeah, the Wizards they can't believe they're kicking themselves for letting him go."
I don't know what they were thinking. That trade never made sense to me. And you know what's interesting with Denny? The whole thing now is that his whistle is ridiculous. He's shot, I just saw, he leads the league. I think he's shot, if you can believe it, it's about 30 or 40 more free throws than Shea. He gets a ridiculous whistle, but a lot of these guys these days, and this is how LeBron would tell it, they don't want to get to the lane like that, right? I mean, I know there's some of the flailing stuff going on, but these guys, we were just playing that Austin Rivers sound, they don't get to the rim like that anymore, But Denny, yeah, he's leading the league in free throws by a wide margin.
I don't blame a lot of guys for staying out of the meat grinder because, what was it, in the last 2 years or so, the officials have been letting a lot more go.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot more.
That's true, unless you're Shea.
Remember Mike Brown and the Kings and their defensive rating? The second half of that year, which was, 2 years ago, their defensive rating shot up. It's like, man, they're playing better defense. Well,
right.
All the things Mike Brown tells them to do, now the officials were allowing them to do it.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's still continuing in the league.
Also, Shea's not getting them calls like he was earlier in the year.
Hey, man, look, bullying sometimes works. And that's what's happening.
Someone pulled the numbers of his free throw attempts before and after Chris Finch went on that rant and got ejected, and then was like, "This is ridiculous how they're giving him fouls." And it's like, oh, they're actually not giving Shea as many calls.
Yeah, that's.
You weren't one of those people that said they were going to break the Warriors record, were you?
No.
Because they're 5-5 in their last 10.
No.
They lost to
well,
the
I know.
Hornets.
Well, that's
last
because
night.
they're going to trade Jalen Williams to the Kings.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
The good one.
I'll take both. At this point, I'll take both.
The bad one that's
I'll
just
take
a
the
meme?
I'll take the meme, and I'll take J-Dub.
Yeah.
I'll
And
take
don't get
both
me
of
wrong.
them.
I know they're a great team and they're the champions. I'm just saying people got a little carried away early on.
Yeah, well, they were rolling.
Yeah,
they were
I know,
rolling.
I know.
And again, that's how you know that the injury to Steph, even though he played, it really makes no sense that the Warriors lost in 2016.
Jay had an interesting point yesterday that kind of relates to what you were just saying. He was just saying there aren't really great stories in the NBA this year, period.
The guys that I talked about, well, I guess what constitutes a great story? Because I think all those guys the Spencers,
they're kind of secondary, like, oh, that's a cute story. But what are the big stories? And I know this is the dog days and things will probably
are
start
we talking
to heat
team or player?
Either one.
I mean, the Pistons being the one that should be, but I don't know anything
but they're
about
the Pistons, and no one really cares.
Well,
right?
no one cares, and I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's Cade,
Jalen Duren, your beefcake.
Yeah, there's Ivy.
Yeah, they're a really good team, but they just haven't really captured the imagination.
It takes a while.
The basketball world.
Yeah, beef stew.
I think your version of that, Whitey, is the Knicks. If the Knicks go on a run, I think that will be the thing that will capture imaginations.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, Jaylen Brown kind of quietly, somebody, talking about him being in the MVP race because he's doing it without Jason Tatum.
My favorite story of the year is Jaylen Brown's hairline rubbing off on somebody's jersey.
And now he's doing hair product commercials. I mean, that's how Kyle, like we talked about, I want someone to like paying me. Why did you hear my bit about Snoop Dogg?
I did.
I'm
and
so
your wife
done.
was saying, wow, people like to pay him.
I'm so done with it. We get it.
So do you want to try and add to our list, Whitey? So far, we had the Kelseys, the Mannings. This is just people that that companies like to pay. The Kelseys, the Mannings, Shaq, Kevin Hart.
Stephen A?
Does he do a lot of endorsements?
Yeah, Stephen A's all.
So it has to be
ESPN likes to pay him.
It's a combo of they're always on your
Just
TV.
random stuff.
Yeah.
More random stuff.
Like
ESPN likes to pay him. Don't get me wrong.
We also had Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart. We agreed we're getting there with Marshawn, but we're not there yet. We're getting there, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's more out there.
I said Megan Thee Stallion.
No. What about Taylor Swift? I think she's fine.
That's its own thing.
Yeah.
That's different than because she doesn't pitch commercials.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple
I've
actors.
got one.
Okay.
I'm Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe on our station.
I'll tell you what I told my mother. It's not a typo.
Right.
Yeah.
I see him on television now, too.
Yes.
There's just added to the list.
He stands for something.
Yeah.
The advertiser's like, how can we get people that like this to buy our product? Those people love Mike Rowe.
That's
All
right.
Call him up.
Call him up.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. Don't have a lot of these left. It's time for some prop talk. I don't know what to do with the Kings these days, man.
I decided I'm going to retire this music after the show's done.
Okay.
Also, it was kind of a song a year and a half ago.
I'm going to get it started here, and I just don't know. I like to do it. I was looking at the Mavericks more so than the Kings. Anthony Davis is back tonight.
Is he back or is it his back?
Anthony Davis is on Prop Talk. Okay, I know that, and that's not. Yeah, good one. That's not.
That was a little late.
That's not great. I don't know, y'all.
I will help you out then. I will take the under for the total. I will take Russ combined points, rebounds, assists.
Yep.
Because nobody works as hard as Russ.
Okay.
At getting his points, rebounds, and assists.
27.5.
I'll take Max Christie over 12.5 points.
I like that too. I was going to say Najee Marshall, honestly, for the Mavericks.
Well, speaking of 12.5 points, how about our guy Maxime Reynaud? Let's go over 12.5 points for him.
Some people say he's been a great story. Others say,
Yeah, like Kyle. I don't know, Kyle. That scares me with AD back.
Oh,
he hasn't
yeah.
seen. I would stay away from that.
Whitey doesn't even know about that Maxime Reynaud rant because he was gone last week.
Oh, how? Yeah, you do. how Kyle just thinks Maxime Reynaud is a bum.
That's not. I
hadn't heard that.
I was saying I get annoyed after every game when the Legion Hoops accounts or whatever post like Maxime Reynaud, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 30 minutes, 52% from the field. I just get annoyed every time they post that after a 30-point loss.
I don't know what to do. I honestly want to go under on some of these players, to be completely honest with you.
Not allowed, Allen.
Yeah, not
Schmal
allowed.
and Miles, only overs.
You know what? I think he's in that mode again. I think I'm not saying he's trying to get out of Sacramento. I'm saying that he wants to make himself look good. I'm going to go Zach LaVine 20.5. I think he's going to be on a mission. How about that?
I feel really bad about that one.
So he's starting at 2 now, and then you have DeMar's in Keegan's spot,
I guess.
presumably.
Precious and Max.
Yeah.
That's what they did last game.
They don't even have Keon on here or Malik. So I don't like any of these. DeMar, they got him at 18.5. He hasn't been close to that in 2 games.
How do we feel about Schroeder, 11.5 points?
But he's been too hot. That's my problem.
As long as he's shooting.
Yeah.
You say too hot, he hasn't had a 20-point game.
I know, but he's hit that line 11.5 3 games in a row, so he's due for a
Did
stinker.
anyone notice the last game, every time either he or Zach LaVine shot free throws, the two of them had words.
Zach
Schroeder
LaVine
and Zach. There was something. And maybe it was just like, hey, I'm guarding this guy.
Yeah.
But I 3 times I noticed and one time I even thought DeMar kind of stepped in between them.
Really?
I don't know anything about it other than what I saw. But I just thought, wow, okay, that didn't look especially friendly.
Well, it's funny because I would think that they would have kind of a simpatico because we're both stuck here.
Maybe they were, that
You know what I mean?
Looked a little like it had a little edge to it.
Something to keep an eye. Whitey Gleason, is there trouble in Sacramento's paradise? Coming up next. Thank you to all the callers, texters, Sac chatters. We know there was big news today, and we appreciate all the kind words. We're going to kind of quiet it down for a bit. We got more news to kind of reveal throughout the week. And then Friday, we're really going to blow this thing out and have a bunch of surprise guests and really just do it up. So we appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts, all the callers, texters, Sac chatters, drive guys. Coming up next, Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson. We will talk to you tomorrow. Until then, let's get the bet at the beam.
At the beam. Don't forget my podcast.
Don't forget my podcast. Gotta go.
This is the drive, baby. Allen Stiles says farewell to the middays. Afternoons, here he comes.